Hello, my lovelies. It's been a while. I don't know how long stream's gonna be. It might end up being like an hour. We'll have to see how I feel. Cause, ooh, today. But hi. There wasn't any streams last week because I was away at Comic-Con, and the week before I wasn't feeling very well. I'm still kind of not feeling the greatest. The honest truth of it is, like, I don't look forward to streaming anymore. Like, which is a shame. I don't want to stop streaming. Like, I want to keep streaming every week. But I don't actually like streaming every week. I don't know how to fix that. But I can't really stop doing it if I want to, like, keep myself out there and, like, keep, you know, having an audience and stuff. So I don't know what's gonna be going on with streams in the near future. Because I had some new ideas that I was excited about, of, like, a new stream idea. And then I got sad instead. That's what happened. So I am just gonna try and do art today, but we'll see if we even get to it because we got stuff to chat about first. But yeah, I have a new idea of, like, something I want to do on stream, and I thought about it on Wednesday and I was really excited about it. And then and then I don't know. And I don't know what's happened. I still would like to do that idea, but you know, then I went to bed and then I woke up the next day and I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. So, but hi Lucio, hi Kat, hi Valentine. We got stuff to catch up on. I'm trying to think. I don't know what I was doing last time I was streaming. So I guess I'll just go over everything that's on my brain at the moment. What do I start with? What do I start with? I guess we'll start with stream first. Hello, Galactic Library. Welcome in. I should have put it as just chatting, I guess, before art, because I don't even know if we'll get to any of the art, depending on how I feel. Let me change the, Oh, how you change categories changed. I have to, like, click a little X. Just in case anyone comes in and gets upset that I'm not drawing. Right. Stuffs. So, we'll start out with stream and Twitch things. I know I said before that I always worry that my streams are, like, more boring, I guess, than other people's, or, like, not chaotic enough, but that's just not what my personality's like, you know? But so I was watching Snapcube, not one of their dubs, but one of their playthroughs. Penny was playing this game with Ryan called the Password Game, and I saw it and I was like, I don't want to keep. It's this fun little puzzle game. It's a web-based game. Oh, hi, Fern. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I didn't even know if I was gonna stream today. I was meant to start stream like 2 hours ago. 3 hours ago? 3 hours ago. But I'm not doing so good. But it's okay. Hi, Fern. I got a lot of stuff to go over, and then it might just be a short stream anyway. Because I don't feel the best today, but I wanted to still at least tune in so I could catch people up on what's happening. So much fucking shit's happening. And it's been a couple of weeks, so... Yes, so... No, it's okay, friend, don't worry, don't worry. Yes, so, Password Game. It's like this little puzzle game where you, are prompted to create a password, and it starts with like the basic rules of like lowercase, uppercase, it's got to be so many letters, but then you also need a number and a special character. And then it keeps adding more and more absurd rules, like all the numbers in the password have to add to 25, and then like you have to like, I guess the point where it's like your password must include the Wordle answer for today, and like more and more stuff, silly stuff that you have to keep adding to the password. I thought that looks really fun. So I haven't finished watching them play it because I want to play it with Julia, because I think it would be funny. But that website has like so many other weird little games and like things that aren't games. I don't know how to explain this stuff that aren't games, but like little interactive things on that website, and I thought what could be a fun thing to do on stream is to have, I guess basically they'd be like just chatting streams, so that instead of every Friday being art, because sometimes I don't have any art I'm currently working on, or sometimes I don't want to do art on stream, because sometimes I'm like, oh, this drawing isn't coming along the way I want it, and everyone can see, that it could be fun to maybe like every other week or whenever I feel like it, do streams where I just explore different weird websites, whether that be websites that are just like weird or funny, or websites full of like flash games, or like the Welcome Home website or stuff like that. I thought could be something fun maybe to do on stream, just to be something different. If I can keep finding websites. But I found, and I have plenty of stuff, little websites where I'm like, I have plenty that I know off the top of my head. So I was excited about that, and I thought that that's originally what I was gonna do today. And it's not happening, because I don't got the energy, I don't think. Well, we'll see once I get through with everything. Because honestly, just like, sometimes before stream I think I feel like shit and I don't want to do anything, but then sometimes, once I start streaming I start to feel a bit better. So we'll see. But, yeah, I was all geared up to do that, and then oh, I don't like the way I've decided to talk about I don't like the order I've decided to talk about things in. I should have gone like chronologically. But yeah, so that like I don't want to stop streaming, because like I think those could be fun, but it's just so like there's like the reason why I don't have a stream schedule, because it's so unpredictable in whether or not I'm gonna feel like streaming, and it's not because like I'm really like badly mentally ill at the moment or anything like that. I'm just regularly mentally ill. But for me, both streaming and also watching other people live stream drains my social battery. Even just watching other people stream feels the same to my brain as going out and hanging out with someone in person. Like, because if I can't just lurk and watch someone stream, my brain won't let me. If I'm watching someone stream, then I'm gonna feel a pull to interact in chat. Or even if I don't talk in chat that much, I'm still gonna be very much listening, and it feels very different from just watching like a YouTube video or TV. Because I feel like, even if I can't think of anything to say, like my brain's constantly, even if I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna chat much, I'm just gonna watch, my brain's constantly like, yeah, but if they say something that you feel like you can reply to, but you should listen and pay attention, because what if they suddenly do say something that you know something about, and then you can reply and take part in chat, you know? So, I know the last few weeks I have not been around in other people's streams much, and I can feel it. Like, I popped in on Fern and Joe the other day, but like, I'm fully aware of like, Cuppy streamed a couple times, I popped in on Aether this morning, but like, Smilky's online so often, and I just have barely been going in to say hi, and I feel so bad about it, but I'm just like, even though it's not me streaming, I'm just watching someone else, it's so draining for me to just watch someone else stream. it's not something I can just put on in the background while I work, because it's too distracting in a way, because my brain feels this pressure to don't tune out completely, because if every chance we're watching a stream is a chance to potentially like talk to someone or like make friends or like just at least, I don't know, feel like you are like not as alone, but like it's fucking stressful. So I haven't been watching people stream that much the last few weeks. For no. You can't say that because you're my friend. Dude, it's not allowed. But, imagine the pleading emoji is there, okay. But yeah, like, I don't know, so at the moment, it's not as if like, oh no, I'm not making friends with new streamers, it's not so much that, it's more of like a, oh god, I hope the streamers I already know don't start forgetting me. Like, because I'm just like, I haven't been around. Oh, like, it was so relieving when Aether earlier was like, hi, Prince. I was like, oh, thank god. Because, I mean, to be fair, also, Aether hasn't streamed in, like, months and months and months. And they had their re-debut over the weekend, and I couldn't go because I was at Comic-Con. Same for, like, Ninja had, like, a follow celebration. I can't remember what goal Ninja just hit off the top of my head, but so many hundred followers. I'm like, I can't go, I'm not here. Why is everyone having their celebrations this weekend? And like, Shy's having a subathon at the moment for the last few days. I'm like, but yeah, so if you haven't seen me around as much, it's a mix of, I've just been feeling very drained socially lately, and also I was away last week, so, I'm still here, hi. So I think when I was last streaming, I was just having a bad week because I was having a really shitty period, as in menstrual cycle, and it was just fucking knocked me out, man. Like, I normally don't get like mood swings, but Jesus Christ, I was just like, I think I only streamed that week for like, on one day for like an hour, and then I was like, I gotta go. So that's what was happening that week. And then last week I was away at Comic-Con. I got me some stuffs. I got Julia more stuffs. I got Lucio one stuff. Lucio doesn't know about that. And I accidentally got Bea stuff because I made two fucking whoopsies at Comic-Con. I'm so fucking... So, I tried to buy 2 pieces of merch from the Artist Alley. It's fine, Lucio. It's for Christmas. You're getting a Christmas gift off me. It's for Christmas. I'm just fucking... I tried to buy 2 pieces of artist merch that had the wolf from Puss in Boots on. Because I still love him. And I fucked up both times. So the first time was at Occult Trash. I love Occult Trash's shop so much. I buy from Occult Trash every single con. Occult Trash is an Etsy shop. They're really cool. They do like LGBT and slightly like kink, slightly not safe for work pins and t-shirts. I have their oh god, which one do I have? Is that Incuboy? Succuboy t-shirt? I can't remember. They also sell Femboy Hooters t-shirts. Their Femboy Hooters shirts, like, are always, like, their biggest sellers. But, I got, like, some pin badges from them, and they had, the Puss in Boots wolf poster that I got off them last con. They had it as, like, a heart-shaped metal, like, canned badge. So I picked up 3 pins, and then I went to pick up the wolf pin, and I either, like, couldn't grab it, or it looked, like, a little damaged, so I was like, oh, I'll pick up a different one. And there was one poking up at the back, at least from what I could see, it was a wolf pin, because as far as I could tell, I could only see the edge of it before I picked it up, which was pink, and I'm like, yeah, that's the only pink one they've got. And I just didn't check. Because then I got back to my room and realised, yeah, I had not picked up the wolf pin. I had accidentally picked up the Cult of the Lamb pin. And those of you who know, I personally, like, look, I think Cult of the Lamb has a gorgeous art style. I personally just find anything to do with cults uncomfortable. So I personally don't... It's not that I'm not a fan of the game, I'm uncomfortable with it just for the subject matter, but I think it's a really pretty looking game. And I was like, Julia, I don't even know anyone who plays it. And she was like, don't worry, Bay'll take it. And I was like, thank God. I'm like, well, yeah. I was just like, okay, when I send you, it's like, when I send you your stuff, can I just include this and then you can give it to Bay? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So that's going to Bay. That's going to Julia's friend and fellow streamer Badiocris, because I whoopsied. And then on the Sunday, it's like I'm cursed. Someone had t-shirts with him on. Illustrator Jake had t-shirts with him on. And there was a pile of the shirts in different sizes. There was one on display, but then there was a pile of shirts that were all bagged up with like the sizes with on like little stickers that were on the bags that they were in. And I was flicking through the pile to see if they had different sizes, and they had like medium, 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 and then an extra large at the bottom. And a medium would fit me, but I wanted it really baggy so I could use it as like a potential pajama shirt, because I just like wearing baggy t-shirts as pajamas. So I picked up the extra large from the bottom of the pile and bought it, and didn't realise, because it was in the like the shirt on the top of the pile was the wolf shirt. And then, turns out, I guess not everything underneath it in the pile was the wolf shirt. And I didn't notice, because it also had, like, text in, like, the same place in the same font that just said something different, and that's all I could see was half of this font. And I was like, yeah, that's the right shirt. Nope. I got back to the hotel room. I went out to get food. It chucked it down with rain, so I was, like, soaking wet with McDonald's, and I was like, I need to change my shirt. Oh, cool, that's cool, because I bought, like, a new shirt, so I can put something dry on. Flipped over the plastic bag to open it. Wasn't the wolf shirt. It was a Genshin shirt. I don't fucking play Genshin. Ah! It was a, Beidou shirt, and like a kind of like sexy drawing of her, so I'm like, I can't wear I'm like, I don't play Genshin, and I also wouldn't feel comfy wearing this in public. She's like her titties out, and I'm like, no. I was like, what am I gonna do? But I did message the artist, because I was like, look, I did have a bit of a cry about it, because, like, I'll mention why. I'll just, in a sec, but, like, other stuff was going on, but yeah, I did have a bit of a cry about it. I was like, I fucked up! But I have messaged the artist on Instagram, because I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just buy it. I'll just buy it again. I'll buy the right one off their site, but it wasn't on their online shop, so I did message them on Instagram like, hey, I kind of made a whoopsie at Comic-Con. Are you gonna stock the wolf shirts online? Because I really want one. And he was really sweet, because he was like, well, if you haven't worn the shirt, you can always just do an exchange. I was like, really? It's like still in the plastic bag. I haven't opened it. I don't know anyone who wants a Genshin shirt. He hasn't got back to me since then, so I might have to message him again just to be like, hey, is the return still a thing? And if he ends up saying, sorry, I can't do the I don't mind. Like, he did not have to. It was my fucking mistake. He did not have to accept a return. And if he, like, doesn't get back to me, I might, like, send him another message, because he might have just forgot. But if the exchange ends up not working out, I won't mind. I just want to at least be able to buy the one. I just want to have the shirt. If I have to pay for it and I can't exchange the Genshin one, I won't mind, because that was my fucking mistake. He did not have to offer that. I just want one. It's just, he didn't work out for me this con. sad sads, but I will show you guys my haul. But yeah, I didn't have a good con. So, just stuff happened with some of the people I was there with. There's like, I don't want to say drama, but like stuff I was there with, and then like our own personal lives, the people that we were there with, and Saturday I just ended up feeling like really left out and didn't at all have a good time. Well, no, okay, no, here's what, so you know what, we'll get up pictures so you guys can have the illustrated PowerPoint play-by-play. Bear with me. I have all my comp photos like ready to go on Instagram. I just as always forget to post photos on Instagram. I won't be showing photos, I don't think on stream of like any group photos of me and my friends. I don't think I'll show on stream because I just like I don't got permission from my friends to show them on stream. They'll be up on my Instagram, but yeah, I don't feel it's appropriate to share them here. I mean, none of my friends, none of the people I hang out with Con are minors, but still. So, Saturday morning, I was low-key. It was a last-minute cosplay because, I was originally gonna go as Wirt from Over the Garden Wall, but like the fandom version of like Beast Wirt, where he has like the antlers and stuff. And then I realized I don't want to cosplay this. I don't want to do this. Originally I was gonna do Loki, like Thor: The Dark World Loki costume, because that's my favorite Loki costume. And then I chickened out because I got too scared and insecure about how I'd look. So then I was gonna do Wirt, and then I realized I don't want to do this. So then last minute I was like, actually no, I am gonna cosplay Loki. And just put together an outfit out of clothes that I owned. I already owned the helm from years ago. I got it off Etsy. It's 3D printed. I didn't 3D print it. And then I made the dagger. And I've always been scared to cosplay Loki because I'm like, why the fuck would I wear a wig when, you know, when my hair's close enough anyway? And I don't like wearing wigs to conventions in the summer because I'll just overheat and pass out. So I was a bit nervous, and also because I've heard from other Loki cosplayers who I know, because I through like TikTok, trans mask Loki cosplayers and especially and short cosplayers, whether they are, you know, cis girls or whether they're trans, whatever, but particularly like shorter AFAB Loki cosplayers tend to get made fun of. I've seen the amount of times I've seen where pretty much if someone, and I'm 5'4", so I was like, I really hope I don't have one of those experiences like other people I know who have been like picked on, bullied at cons for being told that like they're too short to cosplay Loki, which, because it's so fucking stupid. Like, it's cosplay, like, no one expects you to look exactly like the character. That's not really the point, you know. And the fear is because Loki also, you know, so Loki is canonically gender fluid, but the way that that representation is done is not always been the best. And a lot of people point to Lady Loki as part of that representation, which she is not. If anyone's ever seen the old comics with Lady Loki, that's not Loki being gender fluid. What happened in those comics is Loki, whilst identifying and presenting as a man, got himself a little bit killed, but then pretended that he'd gotten resurrected as a woman, but he hadn't. He was possessing Sif, the Thor's lady friend. I mean, often Thor's love interest in Marvel, but one of the dark-haired female warrior that you see in the Thor movies. Loki was that Lady Loki classic, that Lady Loki, if you look up Lady Loki and you see the one with like the low cut green top and like the fur and the long black hair. Yeah, that's not Loki's body. He's possessing Sif. And that whole time, whenever Loki is referring to himself, still refers to himself as a guy. No one else knows he's possessing Sif until eventually they find out that actually Sif's Loki's like stolen Sif's body and put Sif's consciousness into some dying old lady on Earth, and eventually Thor finds out. That's the whole plot, right? That's not Loki being gender fluid, it's just Loki being an asshole. He still identifies as a guy while he's like possessing Sif's body, right? Like Loki's actual gender fluid representation is, you know, in like the Agent of Asgard, Young Avengers, and later comics where he genuinely shapeshifts. But at the same time, it's like shapeshifting is never good gender fluid representation. It's fine, but it's just not good when it's the only gender fluid representation out there. You know, if people want my full take on Loki's gender fluidity, specifically about how transphobic the Loki series is and Marvel's comics portrayal of gender fluidity in general, I have a whole video essay on my main YouTube channel, Empty Masks. You can go watch that. I'm not going to repeat the whole thing here, but basically, like, Marvel has 4 gender fluid characters in the comics, and all of them are shapeshifters, and only change their gender when they also shapeshift, and it's like, that's it helps perpetuate the idea that gender fluidity is like a fiction, can only exist in fiction if you can shapeshift. Anyway, that's long-winded. So like the way that like even in the Marvel comics when Loki shapeshifts into and identifies as female, their hair always gets longer when they're presenting as female. So I was like, just that was my other fear, because with my hair being a bit like longer than, but honestly, not that much longer than Tom Hiddleston's is in Thor Ragnarok. I think Thor Ragnarok is like the longest Loki's hair ever has been in the MCU, and I'm like, it's still long. It's you know, whatever. So I had fear, and like there is a lot of like I like to just stick with like the cosplay friends that I have. It's always nervous meeting cosplayers at cons and making friends with my cosplayers because there's a lot of mean girls, or like mean girl I mean like gender neutrally but that mean girl attitudes, especially from like the TikTok side of cosplaying, and you know there's a lot of problems with TikTok cosplaying in terms of like fast cosplay becoming like fast fashion, and people like buying a cosplay, filming TikToks in it for like a week, and then like getting rid of the cosplay and then doing like getting like a new costume off Alibaba every week. Not Alibaba, sorry, AliExpress. Hi Ali. Is a whole problem. But like I don't want any Genshin fans here, Fern. This isn't aimed at you. But like, so Genshin cosplayers are just kind of mean in my experience. At the last con, and there's always so many of them. I'm sure it's not the case for all of them. I'm just saying my personal experiences. At the last con I went to, there was a group of Genshin cosplayers hanging outside the toilets. And every time a disabled person came out of the disabled toilets who were in cosplay, they started telling the disabled person how they shouldn't be in cosplay. Like, there was a couple Genshin cosplayers in wheelchairs, and there were some of the other Genshin cosplayers who were able-bodied were just, like, telling them that they shouldn't cosplay because they're in a chair, and it's like, what the fucking fuck? Yeah, I would say there's some elitism there as well. But there's always so many Genshin cosplayers at these cons because Genshin's just big and popular, and also these cons always have Genshin voice actors as guests. So that was already gross. So we get into the con, we've queued up, gates open, beep beep beep, there you go, have fun. And I am in there for like less than a minute. Like, I'm filming as we walk in, and there's like 3 Genshin cosplayers. I know that one of them was dressed as Scaramouche. I don't know Genshin cosplayer names, I just know Scaramouche has the massive fucking hat, right? And 2 others, like, stood in the middle. so we have to like walk around them because I'm hanging out with a friend and someone else who has like a pram with them, so we have to like squeeze around them. And as I walk past, and I don't know, they didn't like turn to talk to me, they were just talking to each other. Don't know if they just weren't aware of how loud they were being, or if they were doing it on purpose so I heard them. Started taking the piss out of my cosplay, making fun of the fact that I was cosplaying a Western character, a Marvel character, making fun of that I was cosplaying Loki, and that it was like too like predictable or basic of a cosplay, and I'm just like, I've never had that happen before. And I just like, that alone fucked me up for the rest of the day. I just was like not happy to be there. Like, I'm neurodivergent, I'm very sensitive, and even if they meant it, maybe to them they were just having like a lighthearted joke and they didn't mean it, but I don't understand tone. I take things literally. I really struggle to understand jokes and sarcasm, and I'm quite sensitive and I can't help that. And so I just instantly I was like, I want to go home. I want to go home now. And then throughout the next couple hours, because I was kind of hanging around because there was going to be this Marvel cosplay meet, people, I think exclusively guys. I mean, well, I don't want to say exclusively guys. They were definitely assigned male at birth voices. I'm not gonna, you know, most of the times I did not see the people because I would hear them and then I would not acknowledge, because they kept shouting. They kept trying to like call me over or like talk to me. Well, I don't know what they wanted, but they were trying to get my attention by shouting Lady Loki at me. And I don't know what any of them wanted. I don't know if any of them wanted a picture, or if any of them were just trying to like compliment my cosplay, or they were just like for fun saying stuff. But I didn't turn my head because I was like, I'm not going to respond. And one guy, after shouting Lady Loki and I didn't respond, he then was like shouting Sylvie instead, because he's like, oh, maybe I got the character wrong. No, you fucking idiot, you didn't get the like like, I'm not blonde, whatever. I don't know what any of them wanted. I didn't turn my head because I was like, I'm not going to acknowledge you, because if I acknowledge you, one, I don't have the confidence to be like, actually, you know, because I was already scared of going as a Marvel character anyway, because in my experience, most Marvel cosplayers at con tend not to be LGBT+. That doesn't mean that they are homophobic or transphobic, but it sure makes me worried to go to Marvel meets. And my friend Amy was like, oh, I've been to Marvel meets before, it's fine. I'm like, but in my experience, the majority of them are cis het, and there's a lot of cis guys there, and I was nervous about going to the meet, and thank you for the actually emote. But I was like, I don't have the like, I was already upset about what happened with the Genshin cosplayers, and then this was happening, and I was also already feeling a little bit left out, just in the group that I was with. I was like, I've not got the energy to turn and face any of these people and be like, I'm a dude actually, because it's unlikely that any like transphobic thing's gonna happen at con. At least the cons here tend to always have like LGBT plus stalls. Like, if anything had happened, I know staff would have been on my side at those cons, but like, I was like, I don't want to risk anything. I'm in the UK, no. So I just wouldn't turn my head or acknowledge them, because I'm like, well, they're not calling, I'm not Lady Loki, so why would I answer? But yeah, it's getting close to 12 at this point, and the Marvel meets at 12:30, and my friend's like, hey, I'm not comfy in my cosplay, I'm gonna go back to the hotel room and get out of it. So you can wait for us, or you can go with and come back, and we'll try and be back in time for your meet. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna go back to the hotel actually, and it's sad that my friend wanted to get out of the cosplay because they weren't comfy in it. Not because anyone was shouting at them, just from like a sensory issues point. But I'm almost kind of glad, because otherwise I would have spent the whole day walking around in the Lucky cosplay and feeling sick. But I was like, yeah, no, fuck the Marvel me. I'm not going. Fuck that. Fuck this. I'm going back to the hotel room, and I'm changing into my other costume, because I was just so not comfortable. So, like, halfway through the day, went back, got fully changed, and put on the costume that I brought for Sunday, which was my Vampire Hunter D costume. And overall, I'm glad. Like, I mean, I'm not glad that people were fucking shitty. But I'm glad I made the decision to get changed, because, on the way back to the con, literally as soon as we left the hotel and we were walking down the street, too many people taking photos without asking. I mean, it happens at every con, but Jesus Christ, like, one of my friends, she was just as, Power from Chainsaw Man, and was just, like, waiting around on her own at one point, and 2 guys in a row came up. One guy came up, took a photo, without asking, and then another guy came up and, like, zoomed their camera in, like, started walking right towards her face, and so she was like, do you want a picture? And he just didn't respond, and then walked off. And I was on YouTube looking, because I always go on YouTube and look, like, if anyone's taken any videos of the con to see if I can spot me or my friends. And I was like, hey, friendo, I found, like, in this video, there's, like, a shot of you, of, like, this guy, like, walking, like, towards you, like, filming you, like, a close-up. I was like, this isn't perchance one of the guys that, like, came up to you with a camera. And she was like, oh my god, it is! I had no idea he was filming a video. What the fuck? You can see how uncomfortable she looks. My god, like... So, immediately when we left the hotel and we were walking down the street, some guy just stands in front of us with, like, a proper film camera, not, like, with a phone. I just start snapping pictures, and I'm like... I'm in costume. My friend and their partner are not in costume. I'm like, what are you doing? Anyway, whatever. I was glad that I changed costume. Because, on the way back, my friend was like, we stopped by the lake. Well, it's not a lake, it's like a pond. Opposite the con hall, which I'd wanted to go down to last year and didn't. So, I got some outdoor pickies. So I was happy. Because originally I was only going to wear this costume on Sunday. But if I'd had only worn this on Sunday, I then would not have been able to, do these outdoor pictures. Because Sunday rained all day. And it just did not stop. So, plus side, it ended up with me getting the outdoor pics on Saturday instead of Sunday, which was good, because would not have been able to do them on Sunday. But fucking... Whatever. And then day 2, I woke up scared that I was going to con on my own. Hi, Rag. Oh, Rag, thank you so much for the resub! 10 months, whoa! Hi, we're kind of doing a bit of a just chatting at the moment, because it's been a couple weeks since I streamed, and last week I was away at Comic-Con, so we are recounting how not very well Comic-Con went. It was, I'm not shitting on the event itself was good, it was just my personal experiences with a couple cosplayers there, I'm just overall kind of feeling a little bit left out and shitty. So we're having a bit of a ramble at the moment. But con itself, this is not anything against the actual event. The actual event is a good event. So yeah, where were we? But I hope you've been good, Rag. Hope you've been well. It's always nice to see you. So yeah, glad I got outdoor pics on Saturday, because Sunday rained all day. But yeah, so I go back to the hotel. You've been sleepy? Oh. Well, I hope you get some good rest. But I feel that. That's a mood. But yeah, I tried to do most of my shopping on Saturday. I normally always try and do most of my shopping on Saturday. I especially wanted to do most of my shopping on Saturday because I wasn't meant to be wearing my D cosplay on Saturday. I was meant to be Loki, which would have made it easy to carry my bag, whereas D, I can only carry bags in my hand because of the shoulder armor. Do I have a better picture? Oh, I got this one on Sunday, which I had to. Because the door said D on it, so obviously, like, it was made for me. But because of the shoulder armor, I couldn't wear a backpack or, like, a messenger bag. My only option was, like, carry bag in hand, and I didn't want to have, like, a heavy bag in my hand, or have, like, a bag and then a shopping bag, you know. But yeah, so Saturday was very mentally draining. And then afterwards, it didn't really hit me how upset I was about, like, the people, like, misgendering and bullying me early on in the day. Until we got back to the hotel at the end of the day. And I was suddenly like, oh, that shit was fucked up. Oh, like, now that, like, I wasn't, like, in a public place, and I was, like, on my own back in the hotel room, and I was like, oh, it's hitting me now. Oh, I'm upset about these things that happened. But we were gonna go out and get food. So, I had bought some noise cancelling headphones, because, like, if I go outside, I think I'm gonna be overstimulated and I'm gonna easily get upset. But I probably should have just got food on my own, but I went with a couple of friends. We just walked into McDonald's and back. Though the McDonald's that was closer was closed, so we had to go to the one that was further away. Like, it's like closed for renovations or something. And I got way too overstimulated and, like, whatever. Sunday I woke up and I didn't know if I was gonna be going around con on my own, because there's a group of people that I know that go, but the people that I hang around with the most, they were like, yeah, we're probably not gonna, we want some extra sleep, so we're probably not gonna get up, we'll not get to go like halfway through the day, and I was like, oh no, do I have to go in on my own? And I was like, I don't like last minute change of plans, it freaks me out. And I didn't get told that until like half an hour before we were meant to meet up, so I was like, oh, I don't know what's going on. So I just didn't get ready, and I was like, I don't know what time I'm going in. I don't know if I'm going in. I was like, straight up telling Julia, like, I kind of want to come home right now. But then luckily a couple other people that I know were like, hey, we're downstairs in the hotel lobby if you wanted to meet. And I was like, oh, thank God. This is like an hour later than we said we would meet. But oh, thank God. So I went down there and met some other friends. A couple of them who I didn't even know were going to be there. So that was really nice to see them. And, like, the fuck is that awesome. Two of them came as cats from the musical Cats, not the movie, the stage musical versions, and they'd, like, hand-painted their own leotards and knit their own leg warmers and made their own wigs. And they looked amazing. So it was me and my two little cats. Don't worry, the movie scares everyone. Don't watch the movie. Walking around, and I was having such a nicer time. I was like, oh, this is good, it's gonna be good, and people had been like, since I'd got changed into D, one, the number of Welcome Home cosplayers there was really fun, but, once I got changed into D, I was like, no one's gonna stop me for photos. No one's gonna stop me, but that doesn't matter, because I was doing this costume for me. I love Vampire Hunter D. He's, like, my ultimate gender. So this was, like, the most comfortable cosplay that I've ever worn. I mean, one, it's pretty comfy in terms of, like, the weight of it and the movability, because it's just a t-shirt and leggings with then a couple pieces of, like, belts and little things on my wrists and stuff, but ultimately, like, it's pretty light, it's pretty easy to move around in, it was pretty comfy, and also comfy in terms of, like, gender dysphoria, and, like, psychologically, like, in my head, did I feel comfy, you know? But I was surprised. The amount of people that recognized me, and all of them were so excited because it's such an obscure thing. Vampire Hunter D is a series of Japanese novels that started being written in the 80s, I believe. It had a animated anime movie in the 80s called Vampire Hunter D. There was also an anime movie in 2000 called Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. There was a video game at one point for PlayStation, and there was a manga adaptation, but there's never been an anime series adaptation of it. 10 out of 10 would recommend Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, the movie. It's such a good movie. It is, you know, vampire, supernatural, horror, western, sci-fi, dystopia. Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, there's blood in it, but overall, like, it's nothing extra for anime horror. But the 1985 Vampire Hunter D movie, it's an anime movie from the 80s. It's very body horror. Don't, if you are weak of heart, don't watch any anime horror movie from the 80s. That was a, like, peak body horror phase. But yeah, I was quite pleasantly surprised by how many people recognized, and the people that got excited at recognizing me. It was really sweet, because I always bring stickers with me to con, and anyone who asks for a photo of or with me, I always give them a sticker. So if you fight, yeah, get, you know. I like giving out stickers, it's fun. People always get excited. So I was having a better day on Sunday up till about lunchtime, and then, like, I kind of got, like, info dump vented at. And I was like, I don't need to know any of this information. This feels like personal and you shouldn't be telling me, and I just met you, and this is a lot, and I don't have the mental ability to be vented out right now. So that kind of, then I got a bit thrown off. And then kind of chilled, just taking photos in this little corner that we found. I was like, no, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And then I got back to and then the con was over, got back to the hotel room, and I was like, I'm glad I didn't go home. I'm glad I went on Sunday. It was fine. And then I got the text, like, with my friend, and I'm like, we're just gonna chill for now, and then we're gonna go out and grab food. And then I got the text that no one else was coming to grab food, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I guess I'll just get ready to go on my own. And I was gonna go to this fish and chip place I'd found on Friday that was really nice. And at that point, checked to see what time, because at this point, I'd been waiting for the others to get ready, so by this point it was like, hi Jasper, we're going over, like, what happened at con, and, like, what you guys missed, and it hasn't been fun. Yeah, so I'd been waiting for them to get ready, to be like, tell me when they were gonna order food, and then I found out they weren't gonna come, and by this point it was, like, getting close to 7, so, like, places were closing. But I was like, okay, hopefully that fish and chip place is still open. So I went to look. It not only wasn't still open, but they actually didn't at all open on a Sunday. And I was like, oh no. So then I was looking at all of the places to eat. Everywhere was closed. Apart from McDonald's. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna have McDonald's 2 days in a row. But okay, fine, whatever. It's just that, as I mentioned before, the McDonald's that was like a 3-minute walk was closed. The only McDonald's available was the one that was like a 15-minute walk. I'm like, oh, okay, I can get there and back. Like, I can do that walk in like 10 minutes there, 10 minutes back. It'll be fine. And then I take a peek out the curtain, and it's chucking it down with rain. I'm like, oh no. So, I mean, I brought an umbrella with me, but I hadn't brought like a jacket with me because it was meant to be like a warm weekend. So I walked to McDonald's on my own in the rain, and it was kind of windy, so the umbrella didn't really protect me that much. So I walked to McDonald's, I got there, and I did my order, and then, you know, you get your ticket with your number, and then the lady called my order, so I went up, and I grabbed my bag, and she wouldn't let go of it, the cashier, and I'm like, what's happening? Please don't, I can't do any more today. And what was happening was some guy behind me was also trying to claim that was his order, and I'm like, no! Like, I don't know what number it was. Let's say it was number 50. I'm like, I had the receipt in my hand. I always have it in my hand. I think, frankly, McDonald's employees should ask to see your receipt to make sure you are picking up the right order, to be fair. I don't know why they don't do that. And so, I mean, instead of looking at me, though, the person who's come up and grabbed the bag and asking me, like, are you order 50? Can I see your receipt? She just was looking past me at the guy behind me and talking to him like, oh, you order 50? And I'm like, lady, I'm right here. I'm right here in front of you. Why don't you ask me? So at this point, I'm like holding up my receipt, trying to get her to look at it, and she's just looking past me, talking to the guy behind me, and I'm like, I can't, what the fuck? And then eventually she looks at my receipt, and she's like, oh, and I managed to take the bag. And I just turn around, and I just walk off, and I'm like, thinking, like, as I'm walking away, is she gonna shout me back? Does she think I'm stealing this? Like, I was just, like, shaking, because I'm, like, convinced that she was gonna shout for me to go back to the counter. And I just got to the other end of the McDonald's, shoved it in my bag, and then went back out in the pouring rain and walked back to the hotel, trying not to cry. Because I didn't understand what had just happened. And I got back in the hotel room, I was like soaked, and I was like, right. I would need to get these clothes off me. Because I'm like soaked to the skin. My options are the long sleeve shirt, a Wolf a D, but it's a bit warm to put a long sleeve shirt on. So you know what? I'll open that t-shirt that I got of the Death Wolf, and we all know how that went, because then obviously... So that's the build-up of what happened to me, then getting the t-shirt out I'd bought and realised I'd grabbed the wrong shirt. And then I cried. And then I just cried. Because I was like, what the fuck? Just everything that had happened all weekend. To the point that I, like, forgot that I'd just gone outside and got McDonald's. Because I just came in, saw that that wasn't the shirt that I'd bought, and I had got the wrong shirt. And just started crying. And then after about, like, 20 minutes realised, oh no, my McDonald's! I forgot the reason why I was gonna wear the shirt is because I got soaked with rain, and the reason I got soaked with rain is because I went out to buy food. Oh no, my food! I hope it's not completely cold. And then I cleaned myself up and ate my McDonald's. And then I got a text my friend who was meant to be coming home with me on the train, like, hey, by the way, I'm not coming home with you tomorrow, I'm actually gonna stay for an extra day, so you're on the train on your own. I'm like, what the fuck? Which I'm fine. I'm okay with being on the train on my own. I just don't like sudden last minute changes of plans. I just had it in my head that I was gonna be on the train with someone else, and I was gonna have to be socializing and sat with someone for that train ride. You know, and I was gonna be walking up with them to the station and whatnot, and now all of a sudden that wasn't the plan anymore, and I was like, that's not what I was prepared for. So I just sat eating McDonald's and telling Julia, like, I wasn't having fun. And watching reruns of old British Bake Off episodes. And they were making, like, ice cream sandwiches, something with ice cream in, I don't remember. And I was just texting my friend, like, they got ice cream, Bake Off's got ice cream, and they were like, now I kind of want ice cream. And then they ordered ice cream. And then they were like, do you want me to order ice cream? I was like, what's to the hotel? They were like, yeah, I'll just order McFlurries. And I was like, okay, that's not that expensive. Okay, I'll let them order as McFlurries. And then they tried to, and McDonald's wouldn't let them. And I was like, oh, it's okay. And they were like, don't worry, I found another place that just does tubs of Ben & Jerry's. I'll order some. And I was like, wait, how much? Wait, no, how much? And then she ordered them and then told me it was like £6. I was like, £6? If I'd have known that, I wouldn't have agreed for you to order me one. That's a lot of money for one tub of ice cream. But but she didn't tell me how much it was until she ordered it. Ah! And I was like, well, she's already ordered it now. I guess I gotta give her the money. So I did, whatever. And then I'm like, I can't eat all of this. It's like a proper sized tub of ice cream. So I ate like half of it. And I was like, I can't eat anymore. I'm gonna be sick. No, it wasn't that it was broken. It was just the McFlurry option just wasn't even showing up. I mean, maybe that means it was broken. Who the fuck knows? Oh, and this was all without mentioning what happened. Oh my god, that was just like Saturday and Sunday. I didn't even say what happened on Friday. Which what happened on Friday was I got in where. Oh god, I think I took photos when I unpacked my suitcase. Just one little extra to put on top of everything else. The Loki helmet broke in my bag. Not in one, but 2 places. And I had brought super glue with me and hot glue, but I barely had enough super glue left. The super glue I had was only enough to fix one side, but one of my friends was like, hey, I'm out at the moment. I'll just stop by WH Smith's and get you some super glue. And they did, and they brought it up to my hotel room. And that was very sweet of them because they did not have to do that. So it did fix okay. But that's why if you notice in any of my Loki pictures, where's one? You can kind of see here, this line, and there's one on the other side as well, where like, the glue is. There was no way to hide it. And that's what happened at Comic-Con. And then I came home on Monday. My dad was like, and my dad picked me up from the train station. He's like, did you have fun? And I was like, no. Actually. I did not have fun. It's such a shame because I always love Comic-Con. And there were still moments where I had fun. Like, there's things I bought that I'm happy with. There's photos I got with friends. There's new cosplayers that I met and I talked to, who are very sweet. So I don't want it to sound like there wasn't a single good moment in the day. Like, you know, and there was like an hour where I was just taking photos for a couple of my friends. And like, there were moments of having fun. There were Call of Duty cosplayers. Oh, so one of my friends, Adrian, was Ghost. And, while we were chilling, I was chilling with them as they grabbed some breakfast, and some Call of Duty cosplayer, a Harangi, walked past us, and they were shouting his name, because Adrian knew them, and they came over, and I was like, I'm intimidated. Or, because he spoke, and I was like, this is a cis man. Ghost Call of Duty cosplayer. Thank you so much for the follow, Jasperiot. Oh god. Jasper is sus with double S's. That's what it says. I was gonna say Jasperissus, and I was like, that's not what it says. Thank you so much for the follow and for becoming one of my children of the night. We're kind of doing a bit of a just chatting, which is not usual for me, but I didn't stream last week because I was away at Comic-Con, so we have just been recounting. The con didn't go that well. Normally, if you come on a normal stream, normally I'm either doing drawing on stream, or drawing with other people, or hopefully gonna start doing some, like, a series of streams where we just explore, like, old or weird websites and flash games and stuff. Sometimes do game streams. It just depends when there's a game that comes out that I'm interested in playing, because I don't force myself to just play any new game that's coming out. I just play a couple that I really like, so. What was it? So yeah, so he came over, and I was, Axel, thank you so much for the headbands. So he came over, and I was like, all intimidated, because so Adrian had, because I always give out stickers, and I always draw stickers of the character that I'm wearing at con. Let me switch back to D. So I always bring stickers of the character I'm wearing, but I also bring some other options as well in case no one knows who the fuck Vampire Hunter D is, which most people don't. So I had some Call of Duty, I had some Resident Evil, I had some Arcane, I had some Critical Role on me as well. And I gave Adrian, I was like, do you want stickers? I was like, oh, wait, I've got ghost ones. And they took one and they stuck it on the front of their costume. So when their friend came over, because Adrian spent most of the con hanging out with other Call of Duty cosplayers and doing Call of Duty cosplay meets. And Adrian is trans, and knowing that they spent the whole time like hanging out with Call of Duty cosplayers, and a couple of the other Call of Duty cosplayers there were also trans, I was like, oh, like I had this idea in my head that I was just like nervous to be around a lot of Call of Duty cosplayers and asking for photos, because like, I don't know, guys that play Call of Duty can be kind of scary and kind of majority cishet, and you know, I'm just a little trans guy. Thank you for the first time chat. So yeah, con was a bit of a nightmare. But no shit to the con itself, because the con was a fun event. It was just personally, some of my personal experiences with just shit happening. I mean, and not all of it was at the con. Fuck that, whatever the fuck went down in McDonald's. Plus, like, just, like, other people that were at the con that made it shitty for me, not the con itself. And that's not the fault of the con. What? Sorry? Been a few of your streams that I listened to all of you. Oh, thank you so much! I will remember to just call you Jasper. It's okay, it's okay. Thank you so much for the first time chat. Thank you for listening to my audios. I have stuff to talk about with the audios. I have not got through. We're still stuck on the talking about Comic-Con portion of the stream. This very well might just be a just chatting stream. It's my first just chatting stream. Because so much has happened. So yeah, I was really intimidated about the idea of Call of Duty cosplayers, but then, Adrian was like, yeah, look at this little ghost sticker, and he was like, oh, the Harangi cosplayer was like, oh my god, that's so cute. And Adrian was like, yeah, I got it from Prince. My friends don't call me Prince. Just for ease for you guys. And pointed across at me, and I was like, I was shy, but I was like, I've got more if you want one. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. And then he came round and he like knelt down on the floor next to me, so I sat on a chair, and he was like bouncing up and down, and I gave him one, and he was like so excited, and it was so cute. And I'm just like, and he was like, oh my god, thank you so much. And I'm like, this is the cutest interaction I've ever had, giving anyone a sticker. Like, normally people are just like, whoa, cool, but he was like so cute about it, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, it was so sweet. And Adrian's like, I'm gonna text a Call of Duty group chat and tell them to be on the lookout for like a Vampire Hunter D, and that they've got stickers if you're okay with that. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine with that. And it was Call of Duty cosplayers are so sweet. What the fuck? They were really cute. That was like honestly one of my favorite moments of the con. So yes, I did meet some cool ghost cosplayers. I didn't get photos with any, because normally when I caught my eye on them, they were like afar, or honestly, like I didn't see most of the Call of Duty guys most of the time, because it turns out they were like outside doing photo shoots all day, both days, and just like getting distracted. But yeah, the few little interactions that I had, they were very sweet. So that's con. That's what happened. Jesus Christ. I'll show you guys, I'll go over my haul. I don't know off the top of my head if I'll be able to credit all the artists, but whenever I get to posting the photos on Instagram, which should be soon, I always forget to post. Fuck, I was still posting photos from, the March con, like, in July, because I just kept forgetting to post. But when I post my photos on Instagram, if I include photos of the haul, I will tag all of the artists. So we'll work his way around. Most of them are things I bought, a couple of them are things I traded, because whenever I go to cons, I always bring I have a little Gudetama coin purse that I keep my stickers and my business cards in, and I always give a sticker and a business card. One person kind of like, I don't know if they were making fun or if I just couldn't understand their tone, was like, because they were like, I'm like, are they making fun of me for also giving them the business card with the sticker or not? Like, it made me feel really shitty, but I'm like, I give a business card with the sticker for two reasons. One, yes, it is a way of me self-promoting my Etsy. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie,
I give people free stickers if they come up and talk to me and I get to know them, or even if you just stop me and ask for a photo, I will offer you a sticker. Because, like... Or if I stop you for a photo, there's a good chance I'll offer you a sticker. Because, like... One, it is self-promotion. I am giving you free stuff and also a business card that says, here's where you can buy more of these stickers if you like them. I want to move out. Like, we all gotta make money. And two, because I genuinely enjoy doing it. And at first, like, the first time I did it, I was just bringing them along for my friends. I was just giving them to my friends. And then, like, when more Arcane cosplayers would come up, I was like, wait, I could give them to them too. So I started giving it to, like, new people I was meeting. And some of my friends had also brought things, like, they'd made as well. Like, I have a little 3D printed coin, like, from Arcane. Like, the coins they use in the lanes that one of my friends made. And I have a couple other little Arcane stickers and stamps that they'd made. So we were doing, like, exchanges. That's how it started. And then I just kept doing it, even though my other people that I was going to con with stopped. I was like, yeah, no, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to always make stickers. I'm going to give them to my friends. And then, if anyone stops me and wants a picture, I'll give them a sticker too. And it was just something that, like, I was doing for fun. And yes, also for self-promotion. And then, sometimes, cosplayers are like, I have stickers too! And then they, like, trade with me. And I'm like, so... We'll go over stuff. This is what I got on Saturday. I got a ball pit ball belt. I'm so happy. Like, there's a stall at con that's been selling a ball pit ball belt that's been there the last 3 times I've gone. And I've never bought one because I keep thinking, I'll never wear it. It's silly. No, I'm not allowed. I allowed myself this time. Because I was like, I keep regretting it every time. So I got a transflight coloured one for anyone who hasn't seen these. They have little like lobster clasps at either end. And then candy beads, not candy with a K. They are made of plastic, not like candy beads that you can eat. And then the stars are ball pit balls. They had star ones and they had circle ones in various like rainbow ones and then some different pride flag ones. I got a trans one. There's a whole belt. But the first thing I got, I was like, and I was literally just saying as we walked into the con hall, because we went to like get food, and then we walked back in, and then I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy a lot for myself, because honestly, like, my walls are full. Like, I've got room for a couple more pins, I got room for a couple more badges, I got room for a couple more stickers, I don't get any room for any more posters. If I buy a new poster, I will have to take down one of the ones I currently own, and I'm happy with all the ones I currently own. So, I didn't get any, I got one little print and that's it. I did get some keychains. I saw a TikTok before I went to con of this guy who made a keychain chain, basically just hung a big chain on his wall, and then attached all of his keychains to it, and I'm like, that's genius. I literally have 2 really long metal silver belt chains that I never fucking wear. I could pin one of those on my wall, and then hang keychains from it, so that's what I've done. Problem... the plan was like, yeah, I'll do it and I'll arrange them in rainbow order, and it is very satisfying to look at with them all in rainbow order. But, like, the plan was, I'll put them all on my wall, and then I'll, like, be able to buy more keychains again, because before I was just hanging them up, like, I was just, like, hanging them up on, like, the edge of my pin boards, and I'd run out of room. But I was like, this is great, so I got all my keychains out there on my wall, all the new ones I'd bought, all the ones that were just piled on my desk, or in boxes, and I hung them all up, and I was like, and then there's going to be empty space on there, and I'm going to be able to start buying charms and keychains. I can buy more of them and fill in all the gaps. There aren't any gaps. I've already filled the keychain chain. If I wanted to buy more keychains, I'd have to take off ones that are already on the keychain chain, or I'd have to bunch them up closer together so that I can't see what any of them are. I have made mistakes. It looks really cute, but, like, it's full already. I'm so upset. It also, like, where I've put it is at the top of my, those of you who've seen my room before, I have a massive trans flag that says Victor is transgender, and it has a massive picture of Victor from League of Legends on it. And what I started doing last year is I finally found a way to display my pin badges. Because you can't put pin badges on a pin board, you know? You can only put like enamel pins and stuff on a pin board. So I started pinning them in the corner of this flag and the wall down the edge of the flag. That scared me a little bit. Thank you for the stretch and the posture check.
I hope you're ready for some more of the
And the hydrate.
because I got you some and I won't be taking
Is the Achilles one slightly louder than the others? Some of them don't have voice lines yet. I keep meaning to go back through and find more Hades voice lines to put on them. I just got lazy. But I'm thinking I want to take all my badges off the Victor flag and then put them all back on in rainbow order because I had so much fun doing the keychain chain. But it is also like, I wish there was a better place to put it. I didn't really have any other room to put it. Like, any of you who've seen my room before, especially in the background of any TikToks and stuff, the walls around my bed are very cluttered. I hate the colour of my walls. I try and cover them up as much as possible. And since I have such a small, and I know it's like, people tell me like, oh, but you have such a small room already, why would you cover the walls and stuff? Doesn't it make the room feel smaller? Not to me. I like having loads of posters up of like characters and stuff that I like, and like art prints that I like. If I had my own place, I think what I would do is just cover one wall in posters and then leave the other 3 blank. But I'd still want at least one wall like covered in posters. But then also, you know, I'd have like other rooms I could put stuff in. So I've never felt like I've made my room feel smaller by putting posters everywhere, but for some reason the keychain chain makes me feel a little claustrophobic. It's not even that big, and for some reason I'm just like, it's weird. I don't know if I like it, but I spent so much time doing it that I'm like... Anyway, we walked into comm, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna buy much this year. Oh, my posters are taking up more space because I'm trying to frame them. Whoa. Yeah, I could never have the patience, especially because so many of my posters are like awkward, weird little sizes. I know, like, sometimes my dad's like, you should frame them, or at least the ones you like the most, so that they don't get like sun bleached or anything. And I'm like, 1, the wall they're on doesn't get hit by the sun, and 2, no, I don't. Here's the thing, like, when you frame something and you know it has like the sheet of glass in front, I can't stand like, I prefer having like matte posters and matte things on my wall, glossy things that like reflect the light. I don't like. So if I had a load of framed things with and light would reflect off the glass, I'd be uncomfy. I don't have anything framed. Not even my degree. I actually don't know where my degree is. Off the top of my head, I don't know where it is. I'm like, it's in one of several places. It's here somewhere. But, you know, I wouldn't frame that. Because, like, I mean, look, I changed my name legally before I graduated. And I'm so happy that I did that. So my degree doesn't have my dead name on it. Thank fuck. It's not for those reasons. It doesn't have my dead name on. I'm just like, uni was traumatic. Like, I'm glad I have a degree. For those that don't know, I have a degree in illustration. I'm glad I did uni because I'm glad that I got to move out of the house away from my parents for 3 years. That was very good for me. However, a lot of stuff happened while I was at university, directly involved with some of the people that I met online while I was at uni, some of the experiences of people I went to uni with, people that I had to live with for the first year while I was there in the university's on-campus accommodation. And some of the staff there has given me PTSD. So, you know, I don't really want my degree on my wall. My parents have, like, framed baby pictures of me downstairs, but I was like, I wouldn't choose to have that up. Like, if I had my own place, I don't know if I would frame pictures. I don't really like having pictures of real people up. I like having posters of, like, artwork, but even the few posters I have that are, like, stuff that I got printed myself, like screenshots from Marvel movies or screenshots from Tanz die Vampire and Elizabeth Das Musical. Well, it's one, I have scopophobia, which is a phobia / anxiety disorder, which centers on like the fear of being looked at, and one of the things that people with scopophobia struggle with is like photographs and videos where it looked like the person has looked into the camera. So, you know, like sometimes with photos you're like, whoa, it looks like their eyes are following me around the room. Or it's just like any photo where the person is looking directly forward. I can do it if it's like a 2D drawing. That's fine. But if it's a photograph, and most photos, you know, people look into the camera for, I can't. It makes me feel like I'm being looked at. I can't do it. So I don't have photos of like real people in my room. Or like people that I know. And I don't have many celebrity stuff. It's mostly artwork. One thing from Prince's commission, that makes sense. No space for posters because the amount of tall things in my room, it's like every time I go buy a couple of new posters, I just have a big pile. I do have some rolled up. Oh my god, Lucio's. When Lucio came over, I was spending the whole time being like, I want to put a new poster on the back of my door because I don't like the poster that's currently on the back of my door. The only reason I have a big poster on the back of my door is because when I was a little kid, I was like 12, I wrote in permanent marker on the back of my door. Cringy shit. Not bad shit, just cringy shit, and fandom-related stuff for fandoms that now I actively hate the media of, so I don't want to see stuff to do with that media on the back of my door. So that's why there's a big poster there. And I was like, I don't want this big poster up there anymore because it's like, just like a poster of like one man, like a real like photo, and I'm like, it makes me uncomfortable. It's Cillian Murphy. Not that Cillian, like, you know, so like, it's understandable. There's not like... and he's not looking at the camera, but it's a Peaky Blinders poster. And it's not like I hate Peaky Blinders or anything, I'm just like, I don't want like a big poster of a real man up there. So while Lucio came over back in May, I was like, I want to find a replacement poster. And we did. I got a Transformers Rise of the Beasts poster. I still haven't put it up. It's still rolled up in the packaging that I got it in. I've got no excuse. It's been like 2.5 months. There's no excuse why it hasn't gone on the wall. I forget. And then when I see it there, I'm like, oh fuck, that's still there. Yeah, I should put it up. But I don't feel like doing it right now. And then it just doesn't get done. Like, it's there right, but I'm not gonna do it right now because I'm on stream. So... is it ever gonna go up? I don't know. By the time I finally put it up, I'll not really like the Transformers one anymore and I'll want something different. I mean, I don't love the Transformers poster. I was just like, it's better than, like, what's currently up there, but... honestly. But yeah, so we're going over what I bought. A massive arcane poster I got from the last con. I can't remember, it cost like £70 too. Oh no! I have one arcane poster. I have most of my posters are like A4. I really like getting A5 and A6 posters. I'm thinking that I want to start making, I'll touch on this later, I want to start making prints again. It's been so long. I mostly make and sell stickers and badges. But I used to do a lot of prints and pins, I just haven't anymore because it costs more money for me to get those because I can't make them myself. I make my own badges and stickers, but I have to get other people to manufacture my prints and my pins. But I was like, I want to start making prints again, but I kind of, but I kind of wanted to hand draw stuff as well, and I'm like, and I can't, when I draw by hand, I prefer drawing really small. And, but I'm like, no one wants to buy really small prints, but I'm like, well, I could fuck it and see. If I start selling A6 prints, which, for those who don't know what A6 means, basically like postcard size. So we'll see. I mean, a couple prints that I own, there's this person at Comic-Con, Artist Alleys in the UK, that sells like business card size prints. And those are really cute. I have 2 of those. Anyway. What I was gonna say is, I have, how many? 1, 2, 6. No, 5. I can count. Every time at con, we'll get to it. We'll get to that later. We're gonna go through. Well, we'll talk about these first, and then I'll just work my way down. So we walk back into the hall after my friends grabbed some muffins, and I'm like, I'm not gonna buy much for me this year. I'm gonna use this as like, this con I should say. It's basically gonna be an opportunity for me to buy gifts for Julia, my girlfriend, and just like keep them and then give them to her for Christmas and birthday. This is shopping. This is Christmas shopping time. Because there's just so much there that I can find that like a lot of friends I have are into fandom stuff, you know, so it's just easy to get gifts at con. But yeah, I won't buy much for me because I don't have a lot of room for stuff anymore. And then the first stall that we see is one of like the second-hand loose figure stalls. And I was like, I'm not gonna pay any attention to that because normally all they have is like loose Doctor Who figures or like He-Man figures, Ninja Turtle figures, like old Power Ranger figures. A lot of the time they're like missing pieces and stuff. So I was like, I'm not gonna look. I was gonna walk past it. My friend Amy, who only knows that I collect these things, she only learnt the day before because we walked past a toy shop and I wanted to pop in to see if they had any of the blind bags and they didn't. She's like, oh, don't they have the things you like? They have the things you like. I'm like, what things I like? And I go over and they have in between all the other bins. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy stuff. Turn the corner and they just fucking so mean. They just had a bin of Sylvanian families. If you are in the US, they were always called Sylvanian families everywhere, worldwide, including the US, and then in the US you guys lost the rights. So in the US they're called Calico Critters, but everywhere else calls them Sylvanian families. I had a whole bin of them. Most of them were naked. I kind of regret not getting that dog family. Oh, I didn't really- I must have forgotten it was there. I kind of regret. I already have an elephant family, though this is a different elephant family than the one I have. I'm kind of already looking at it, regretting that I didn't get the dogs and the elephants. Most of them were naked. And you can't buy clothes for them individually. So I was like, I'm not going to buy any of the naked adults because I'm never going to be able to clothe them. I'm kind of regretting, what they look like, corgis. I'm kind of regretting not getting them. Like, and they were all a good price. So I had, and I didn't realize until after I bought them that they actually also had 2 vehicles on a different shelf on the back of the stall. And normally they had like a school bus and something else. I'm like, I can't. They were like 15 each. I normally knew those things would be like 40 each or more. But I'm like, I don't have anywhere in my room to put it, and I don't have anywhere in my suitcase to bring it back home. Looking back, I'm like, they really weren't that expensive. I could have got more, but so they had a bag of cows. Normally a Sylvanian family, you can buy the families in sets of just the figures. Sometimes it's just like 2 parents and a child. There's like adults, children, babies, and newborns. Normally it's either like 2 adults and a child, 2 adults, 2 children, 2 adults, 1 child, 1 baby. So I think this set of 5, there's 2 adults here, 2 children, and 1 baby. I think normally this set would actually include 4. And then one of these you would have to have bought separately. So normally, if you were to buy all of that, like, new in box, 20 to 30 bucks. It was 12. And, like, the second hands, they're a little scuffed. Only one of them has a stain on the back of the head. I knew that when I bought it. But for 12, and they're all fully clothed, that's not bad. They had the incomplete Dalmatian family. There should be a mom to go with them. Possibly another sibling. I'm not sure. I don't know all the families off the top of my head. So just for like an adult, a child, and a baby, that was 8. And then they had a little bag of naked babies. You can't really see them that good. Which was £5. None of them are clothed. But I was like, oh, they're babies, it doesn't matter. I love the babies. So there's 2 brown bears in there, 1 dog, 1 cream rabbit, 1 skunk, and this tiny little squirrel that is not a Sylvanian family. I don't know what it is. I think it's a squirrel. It doesn't have a tail, but it looks like the tail has been broken off. It looks like there was a tail and it's been snapped off. It is not a Sylvanian family. It is not even a toy for Sylvanian families, because all Sylvanian families and their, like, little toys or teddy bears just have, like, plain black eyes. And this little squirrel thing has, like, Disney princess anime painted eyes with eye shines and stuff, so I have no clue what the fuck he is, but he was in there too. So I got 5 naked babies and a creature for £5. So we'll go through it. I'll try and remember artists off the top of my head. So I can read this, so I know this is from Glittergoths. They had, I'll have to show up. They had little badges of, like, at least, like, 12 different, Care Bears symbols. These are the symbols off the Care Bears chests. And I had to get them. I had to get 2. One's for me, one's for Julia. Julia knows about a few things I've got her, but not all of them, so I will not be sharing them all on the stream, but she knows about these, so it's fine. So, trying to explain. I'm Bedtime Bear, Julia's Wish Bear. That's all you need to know. That's who we are as people. We both like Care Bears, and those are the Care Bears that we feel, I don't know, that are like our favorites. And so, sometimes we draw a Wish Bear and Bedtime Bear together. I have a Bedtime Bear plush that I love a lot. We bought, there's this matching set of Wish Bear. They made a matching pair of Wish Bear and Bedtime Bear plushies that hug each other and can Velcro together, and we bought the set so we could, like, split them up and send one to each of us. So I had to get us the Wish Bear Bedtime Bear pins. Had to. So then Holy Hand Grenade happened again, as is their one. Every fucking time I spend so much money at this store. I didn't do too bad. I only got 5 pins this time. 2 of which you don't see because the other 2, I guess, were gifts, and that's why they're not here. But I went over and I was like, please, every single time, they always have the new fandom stuff I'm into. So I have 5 posters of theirs on my wall. The first con I went to were that, well, actually I have some pins I bought from them back in like 2018 at local com. Some like Undertale pins I got off them back then. So I've been buying from them for a long time. And then when I got back into going into cons a couple of years ago, I have an Arcane poster from them that I got last year. I don't remember which one I got at which con, but over the 2 cons I went to in 2022, I have an A3 Arcane poster that has Vander, Victor, Vi, and Jinx on. Vander, Silco, Vi, and Jinx. I also have an A3 Hades print of Dionysus. I have an A3 Hades print of Meg, Zag, and Than. Megra, Zagreus, and Thanatos of that. If you've ever seen people draw their OT3s as this photograph of like, oh, it's from a Shakespeare production of, I don't remember which play, but it's like guy in the middle, someone trying to kiss them from the front and someone else leaning on them from behind as there's this sword going into the guy at the back. It's like, it's that thing, but with Megra, Zagreus, and Thanatos. And I also have an A3 Deltarune print that has Lancer, Susie, Chris, and Welser on it. Earlier this year, I got a ghost print from them of Papa 3, Terzo, my boy. I also already own, other than like the Undertale pins that I've had from them for about 7 years at this point, I also have some of their keychains because they're really cute. I have one of Victor from Arcane, one of Silica from Arcane, one of Izzy from Our Flag Means Death, one of Copia from Ghost. Well, it has Copia on one side, and then on the other side it has him in his Papa 4 makeup. And one of Terzo from Ghost. Do I have any pin badges I've got off them recently? Yes! I have their Achilles and Patroclus Hades pins. I'm literally looking around my room. I also have their pin badges of Vander, Victor, and Silco. Oh, I have some Yu-Gi-Oh pins I got from like 7 years ago. I've got Kaiba, Yami Bakura, and Marek. I think that's all the ones I have. And I've bought pins off them from gifts for other people before, but I couldn't remember off the top of my head. So I can always rely on them to have whatever new fandom. Especially because last con, I was like, Julia, do you want me to get you anything? She was like, BM Puppy Cat and Ghost poster. And I was like, I don't know if they'll have a Ghost poster. I've never seen anyone at con sell Ghost merch. I should not have doubted. Holy Hand Grenade had not one, but like 4 different Ghost posters to pick from. So I was going over to their store and I was like, please have Spider-Verse, please have Spider-Verse, please have Spider-Verse. Because at this point, I'd gone through the whole con and not bought that much because no one had had any Spider-Verse stuff. And then I got to Holy Hand Grenade's stall, and her stall, and the 2 next to it, whose names I don't remember off the top of my head, but those 3 stalls in a row, all of them had Spider-Verse and Ghost stuff. All of my money went on those. I'd done so well, and then there was just 3 stalls in a row, and I'm like, oh, this is my zone. This is where everything is. They did have a print of Miguel. I did not get it. As I said, if I was gonna get a new poster, if they'd have had it as a postcard size, A6, I would have got it. But they only had it as A3, and I'm like, I don't like this more than any of the A3 posters I already have on my wall. So there's no point in me getting it, because I'd have to replace it. But it was like, it's Miguel kind of like crawling down, so like his butt's on his but I didn't get it. I didn't get the Miguel booty poster. But I did get badges, because they did have Spider-Verse badges. They didn't have keychains. If they'd had a Miguel keychain, I would have got it. They didn't. Just fine, I guess. So their badges were like, it was like 4, £1, they were like this much each, or like 5. It was like £1 each or 5 for £4, maybe, something like that. So I got 5. I got my Spider-Verse husband, which is Miguel. I got my Spider-Verse kin, which is Spider-Man Noir. And then I didn't know who else to get, so I got Peter B. Parker. Honestly not loving how he looks in the pin. But there wasn't anyone else that I wanted. So. My other pin from them, I also got, Stinky Hannibal. So, I also got a pin of Miguel from another artist that I don't remember. It was pretty early on in the con. And then in the group of the 3 stalls that had all of the Spider-Verse and Ghost stuff, also got another Hannibal pin. It's, without giving spoilers, it's, for those who haven't seen, it's the end of season 3 scene. And you can't see, but in between them it says Ducky Ducky. We'll go to the charms after. Don't pay attention. I got pins from Occult Trash. I love Occult Trash's stuff. I have many pins from them. I ordered pins and rosettes from them on Etsy ages ago. I had no idea they were going to go to Comic Con, and that they did Comic Cons. Because I went to con last year wearing so many, like, at least, like, 6 Occult Trash pins. And then I, like, went up and I was like, oh my god, it's their stall. Oh my god, I'm wearing all of your pins. I didn't know you were going to be here. Because I have a lot. I have, like, 3 of their big heart pins that say Sucky Boy. And then they also do ones that say, like, Incubus Pride, or like Succubus Pride, or like Twincubus Pride. And they are like shirtless with visible, well, they do options, so you can get any, like, they've got like various different flags in the background. I have the ones with the trans flag in the background, and then there's also different options for like the torso that is on display with some like, it's like a bare chest that can have top surgery scars or not if you want. Obviously I got mine with top surgery scars. And then kind of like little shorts and little like stuffs on the arms. Because some of the stuff they do is like slightly, it's not full on not safe for work, but it is, some of it's like a little BDSM, a little kink themed, I should say. I also have their Eat the Rich pin, I have their Them Fatale pin. I have the Trans Panda one, I don't remember what it says. I think I have the, I have the Himbo and the Thembo pin. I have, I think one of them is like I can't see from here. I'm gonna go up and read. I have the Not a Girl pin, I have No Thoughts Head Empty, I have B-Trans Throw Hands, I have Be Gay Do Crimes, which both have little raccoons on them, and then I have I Don't Owe You Masculinity. That's what I have. But now I also have Number One Good Boy, which is also holographic. Again, this is because I was getting 4 for a certain price. Like, it was cheaper if you got 4. So this is the store that I accidentally bought the Cult of the Lamb pin from that's going to Bay now. And I got another pin for Julia that I can't tell you guys about because she might watch this stream back. And then I have Number One Good Boy and I have Newer Spicy. I knew I wanted the Newer Spicy pin. I saw them advertise them, that they were going to bring them to con before con happened, and I was like, Bagsy, I'm getting one of those. From another stall, I don't remember the artist. It's Hatsune Miku. They had a bunch. So this is the same artist that did the one print I got, which is the Pantone Gakupo. They had a bunch of these Vocaloid Pantone posters. Let's see if I can remember who. Miku, Rinlen, Luca, Kaito, Meiko, Gumi, Gakupo, Neru, and Haku, who aren't technically Vocaloids, and maybe Teto. And then they had those star button badges of Miku, Kaito, Rinlen, and Luca, maybe Gumi, but not Gakupo. What? And then they had keychains, charms of Miku, Meiko, Kaito, Rinlen, Luca, Gumi, another one of Miku in a different outfit, Neru and Haku, who again aren't even actually Vocaloids. It's weird explaining Vocaloid characters to people that don't know Vocaloids, because you have actual Vocaloids that are made by, that are official, that are actually the actual programs, so those that don't know what Vocaloids are, but are aware of Hatsune Miku, but don't fully know what the hell she is. Vocaloids are computer software. Each of them is essentially, how do you describe it? Vocal computer software. The way that they are made is each Vocaloid has an actual real person who got paid to give their voice to the Vocaloid. And is essentially a robot that you can make sing, a piece of computer software that you make sing by putting in the words or syllables that you want them to sing, and then what note you want that syllable to be sung on. It's not as simple as that, like, it takes a lot of work to tune them to make them not sound like a complete robot. But that's what they are. So Vocaloid music is not made by any particular one person. Anyone can buy Vocaloid software and make music with them. Vocaloid music can be any genre you want. There's heavy metal Vocaloid songs, there's jazz Vocaloid songs, there's pop Vocaloid, like, whatever. And then oh god. So then there's Utoloids. Uto is a fan-made free program where you can make your own Vocaloid for free. And if you look up how to do it. So Utoloids are just basically fan-made Vocaloids. A couple of which who've been adopted by the people who actually make Vocaloid and turned into official characters. But, like, all Vocaloid music is made by fans. Like, Vocaloid music is not made by the people who create Hatsune Miku. If you go to, like, if you look up a Hatsune Miku concert, all the music that she is singing was all made by people who just bought her software. None of it's, like, actually made by the people. I think Miku is a Krypton Media Yamaha Vocaloid? I can't remember. It's been a lot. I used to be very into Vocaloid as a teen. I still like Vocaloid. But yeah. They didn't have Gakupo as a charm or as a badge. I would have rather got him as a charm or a badge because I wasn't looking to get any print, but they didn't, and he's my favourite. So that's the one print I got, because they didn't have him in any other form. And I like him, so there we go. Where are we? Ali was like, Is that? Is that a sticker of who I think it is? It is. This is the rightful winner of Eurovision 2023, meaning he did not win, but he should have won. He got the most audience votes, but the way that Eurovision votes work is the 50% the audience votes combined with 50% the industry panel judges votes, whoever the fuck they are, and they put boring Sweden in to win for like the 3rd time in the last 10 years, and I'm like, but his song was but fuck that, it should be all audience. It should be 100% audience based. I got 2 of these so Julie can have one too. Oh my god, it was so fun. Like, I was like, because I watch Eurovision every year, and I was like, Julie wanted to hang out, and I was like, okay, but I'll be watching Eurovision. I'll be staying up late to watch Eurovision. Do you want to watch it with me or not? And she was like, I don't know. I don't know if I'll like it. And I'm like, well, you can still be on call with me, but I'll just watch it. Or, since we're going to be on call anyway, I can just screen share BBC iPlayer. And if you want to watch along, you can watch along. And if you don't have to watch the screen share. And she was like, well, I just don't know if I have to pay attention. I'm like, it's just a concert. Like, at the end of the day, it's just a concert. Like, she was like, okay, I'll try, but I don't know if I'll like it. She got so into it. She was like, I got her, boys. She was so into it. She wanted him to win so bad. So, of course, I got stickers for both. So, I got a few stickers from this artist. Again, if you want to know who any of these artists are, because I don't know off the top of my head, I have all their business cards, but they all get jumbled about in my bag, because artists. If you do Artist Alley or any kind of sale, please always include your business cards in the bag that you give me. Oh my god. Some do. Sometimes artists are like, here's a bag with what you ordered, and they put their business card in there as well. But some don't, so I have to pick the business card up myself off the table. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I just assume they've put the business card in themselves, and then they haven't, and I'm like, oh fuck, I don't have a business card for this person. Sometimes they don't have business cards on the table, and they don't put one in my bag, and I'm like, no, I don't know who you are at all. And also, I always reorganize my stuff when I get it, when I travel back home, so that my stickers and my badges aren't in the same bag, so they don't get, like, ripped. So, I'll have to go through the business cards I have and then figure out whose is whose, but as I say, I will post on Instagram these pictures and actually tag all the artists. But I got a few stickers from this artist. I got this one. We had 3 of these. I think the other ones were with Miles and Gwen. I got the one with Miguel. Oh, there's a little funny face drawn on it. He looked so cute. And then they had these 4 little circular stickers. So they had, I wish I'd got the big sticker. I wish I'd gone back on Sunday and got the big sticker, and I didn't because I forgot on Sunday. But so they had like a big sticker of Fluttershy for My Little Pony, right? I have that, which, the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is Generation 4, G4 of My Little Pony. Like, if anyone's into Transformers, you know, there's like G1, G2, G1 being like the 80s stuff, and then G2 being the 90s stuff, and then like Beast Wars and Energon and all that, right? So My Little Pony has G1, G2, G3, and G4. G1 is that 1980s toys and cartoon and film. G2 is from the 90s. I can't remember if there was a cartoon for G2, but there was toys, and a fucking video game that oh my god, that piece of an impossible video game. G3 was the early 2000s. So G1, like, if you've ever seen 80s ponies, they are quite chunky. G2 were like very skinny and long-necked. G3, they went back to being chunky. There was like a web series of them. G3 are like the toys that I grew up on, even though I grew up watching the 1980s My Little Pony movie so much. The 1980s My Little Pony movie and the Transformers movie, they're both 2D animated. Those were my childhood. Rewatching those movies over and over again. I think I had one My Little Pony 90s toy, because I think it was a McDonald's Happy Meal toy. And I had a video game for G2 that, like, traumatized. It's just impossible. G3 was early 2000s. Most of the My Little Pony, pretty much all apart from the one G2 toy that I had, Let's take a time. I gotta head out. Have fun. Oh my god, Galactic Library, please. Sorry if we made you late. Thank you, but have fun wherever you're gonna go. It's just gonna be a just chatting stream now. That's what this is gonna be. G3 My Little Pony are early 2000s. They're the ponies toys that I had growing up. There was also like a web series and some video games and stuff. G4 is Friendship is Magic, which is the My Little Pony that most people are aware of. They went back to being like small and skinny. So they had a sticker of Fluttershy and I was like, oh, it's cute art style, but you know, I don't like G4 My Little Pony for various reasons. One, I don't like they made him skinny. What the fuck's with that? My Little Ponies were chunky. And two, like, the whole thing was Friendship is Magic. You know, it was made for kids. And then 4chan were like, let's watch it for fun. Let's watch it to poke fun at it. Found out that they actually liked it. And that's where bronies came from. Which, if you didn't know bronies came from 4chan, it will explain a lot of their behavior. And I got nothing wrong with boys liking My Little Pony. I'm a boy who likes My Little Pony. It's particularly the people who, like, identify as bronies turned My Little Pony into something that was no longer safe for little girls to enjoy. You know, that was no longer safe for children to enjoy, even though it's a children's franchise, you know? And to the point where the cartoon became aware of bronies, to the point where the cartoon just became, like, references to, like, brony culture, brony memes, to the point where it's like, kids can't watch this anymore. Like, this has become a show for the adults that like it. And it just doesn't make sense or is not going to be fun anymore for little kids. And so many of, like, the brony fan, whatever. So I don't like G4 My Little Pony. So they had a sticker of Fluttershy, and I was like, and then underneath it, they had a sticker of this, like, green pony, and I was like, that looks like Fizzy. But it can't be Fizzy, but it looks like Fizzy, but it can't be Fizzy. Fizzy is a pony from Generation 1, from the 1980s. She's in the 1980s movie that I watched as a kid, so I was like, nah, maybe it's just an OC. Or, look, I haven't watched Friendship is Magic, so it's probably just a Friendship is Magic pony that, like, I don't know, because I haven't watched it. And then I looked to the side, and they had these 4 little circle stickers, and one of them said G4 Enjoyer with, like, a picture of, like, Rainbow Dash or something, and then one of them said G3 Enjoyer with a picture of one of the G3 ponies, and then they had G2 Enjoyer with a G2 pony, and then they had Gen 1 Enjoyer with Fizzy. And I had to. I wish I'd gotten the biggest sticker of her. They drew her so cute. Ah! My childhood. So I got that. Oh. Bye, Lucio. Come back soon. It's for me. No one else has to understand this. It's for me. Fizzy's great. Fizzy's great. I think, is that all this? Oh, we've got more stickers. We've got more sticker. I don't remember who this artist is. I got a couple stickers from them. Because I saw a sticker that I wanted for Julia. And then I was like, oh, there's like a deal if you get 3. And I was like, oh, I'll get a couple of this then. I got this one for me. It's a little cat. They're a little jester. They're making balloon animals. I love them. It's so cute. It's just like someone's original character. It's not from a fandom or anything. I love them. Oh, I think the artist's name is written above the tail, but like I can't read that. I can't read that from the picture. They mostly had original art. I don't know if they had any fandom art. You know, it's always a mix. You get some stalls that have 100% fandom art, like fan art. Some stores that have 100% original art, and then some stores that have a mix of both. No, I'll go along. So this is a little Hello Kitty figure. There was a store that just had a bunch of like bagged little anime figures and keychains, and then they had these little like yellow or red like circle stickers on to indicate the price. And she can come out of the little ghost costume. And I just saw her, and she's like the same size as the Sylvanian family babies. I was like, I have to. She'd be such cute friends with them. Are you kidding? She's like the perfect size. She's like the same size as Sylvanian family babies. They had Kitty. They had, My Melody, I think, who also the ghost costume could come off. I'm already kind of regretting not getting her. They had 2 of Tuxedo Sam, but his ghost costume couldn't come off. He was like, he was melted into his ghost costume. And they had 1 of Batsumaru, who also could not come out of his ghost costume. But the reason I didn't get my melody is because I got Batsumaru instead, because Batsumaru is Julia's favorite Sanrio character. She knows, like, I'm only, like, I showed her some of the stuff I got. I did not show all of it, because I wanted to show her a couple of things, because I'd had such a shitty day. I was like, can I show you a few of the things I got you? And then you'll, like, be all happy, and then I'll get to hear you be happy, and then I'll cheer me up. So, she's aware of a few things. But so I'm only mentioning the stuff that she knows about. Because obviously, like, I had to tell her that I got her one of these as well. Because I showed her, I was like, look at this sticker I got for me. And she was like, please tell me you got me one. I'm like, I did. Don't worry. We can both cha-cha-cha. There was someone else who had a sticker or, like, a print of him as well. It wasn't just one stall. The fact that 2 different stalls had him. Amazing. We'll just keep going along. Oh no, another sticker. There's more stickers down here. Oh, my stickers are spread out. Again, don't remember the artist. The Puss in Boots sticker, I wanted to get 2 so I could get 1 for me and 1 for Julia. But they only had 1 left, and it was the one on the display. So she was like, oh, I think I've only got 1 left. She's like, yeah, and she had to pull it. She was like, you have to pull it off the display. It's like, is that okay? I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Look at him, he looks so mischievous. And then I have a couple Tokyo Mew Mew stickers that I only got because I wanted to get me and Julia stickers of Kishu, because we both had crushes on Kishu as kids. And she was like, oh, you do know, like, you can get a 3rd one for, like, free, and I'm like, oh! Most of her stickers were of Genshin characters, and I didn't know who any of them were, so I just got the one of Ichigo as well. Because, like, I don't know who most of these people are, I guess I'll get Ichigo. I think that's all the stickers, so we can go up and we can start moving along. Angry Egg Merch was the stall that had a lot of anime stuff, but not fan art, though. They had like little baskets with the different fandoms in, so they had a basket with Sailor Moon stuff in that I had to go through, and most of it was the Sailor Moon Sanrio collab, which I love so much. So I got the Sailor Mars with Kuromi ears keychain. Sailor Mars was my favourite scout when I watched it as a kid. They did, Cinnamoroll is my favourite Sanrio character. They didn't have the keychain of Cinnamoroll though. They did have the keychain of Mercury as Cinnamoroll, but I don't care for Mercury that much, so I didn't get it. And I also got a little keychain of Sebastian because he was real cheap, and I'm like, look, he's never gonna fully leave. I watched that show when I was 13. You think I didn't have a crush on it? Speaking of the Sailor Moon Sanrio collab, they have, so the Sailor Moon Sanrio collab pairs like each scout up with a Sanrio character, and so far what they've just done is all the main scouts, like Sailor Moon, Sailor Chibi Moon, all the rest of the inner Senshi, and the outer Senshi, as in Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and then Uranus, Neptune, Saturn, and Pluto. They had not done the Starlights. They've done the Starlights now. I was on TikTok and I saw it, and I was like, oh, Julia will be excited, because she loves the Starlights. In particular, her favourite Sailor Scout is Seiya, Sailor Starfighter. And I was like, it'll be interesting to see who they're paired with, because Julia's favourite Sanrio character is Batsumaru, and he had not been used yet at all in this collab, so I was like, interesting. I had to pause the video, screenshot it, and send it home, and I was like, Julia. So they've done Seiya for the collab. So, Sailor Star Maker is with Tuxedo Sam. Sailor Star Healer is with Kadopi. Sailor Star Fighter, aka Seiya, is with Batsumaru. She was so happy. So I guess whenever they start releasing merch, I gotta keep my eyes out, because she's gonna need a Batsumaru dressed as Seiya. That's the only official anime stuff I got. So then we got some charms. They had Potato Copia. Who is Potato Copia, I hear you ask? So the Band Ghost has an official plush that they made of Cardinal Copia. Because for those who don't know about the Band Ghost, they're a metal band, but in the same vein of like something like Gorillaz or like Vocaloid, like it's music, with fictional characters attached. Like, the people in the band are also characters, right? So they have this little silly plush of Copia. I do own the plush. I think every ghost fan should own the plush. He's kind of ugly, like, but that's kind of the charm. Like, he has this massive, like, Squidward nose. It's not 3D, it's, like, embroidered on. Oh no, it is a little 3D. I forgot it was a little 3D. I just had to turn behind me and look at Copia on top of my bookshelf. Like, he's kind of a meme, but, like, he's just a little baby. It's not his fault that he's a little baby old man. I had to. This was the group of 3 stalls that had all of the Ghost and Spider-Verse stuff next to each other. So, I got Potato Copia. And then the stall next. I forgot to mention to you, I caved and got the fucking tickets for what? Sorry if you told me that you were thinking about getting tickets. I don't remember what. I don't remember you telling me you were gonna get tickets for something. But I hope you have fun with whatever you got tickets for. I don't remember you telling me. I got a little guy. So there's this stall that always has these really... Oh, you're gonna go see Ghost? You're gonna go see Copia? Although, like, you know, he got promoted, so now he's called Papa 4. But there's Copia. You're gonna see him in the flesh. You're gonna see this little guy. In the flesh. I hope you have fun. I was gonna say I'd love to be able to go to a Ghost concert, but that's not really... No. I would love to either have a Ghost concert on DVD, or I would love to be able to withstand a Ghost concert. Should we put it that way? Because I can't go. Like, like, it's not like, oh, I really wish I could go if I had the money or this or that. It's like, no, I can't go because I can't do concerts. It's just, it's too hot, it's too loud, there's too many people. I can't do concerts. But this is stall. I did get a big A3 Puss in Boots Death poster off last year, but they always have really cute little keychains. And I always wanted their Victor and Silco ones, but they were never in stock. And I always wanted the Alucard one, because they always had Trevor and Cypher in stock, but they never had Alucard in stock. But they have all these really cute little keychains, and they also do them on, like, little prints as well, where they normally have, like, characters in, like, a 3x3 square in these little chibis, and they're really cute, and, they didn't have Alucard again. They did have some Moomins ones, but they all looked like a little... Like, the way they'd done the eyes made them all look a little angy. Which is fine, it was still cute, but I was like... They're not overpriced. I was just like, I can only really afford to get 2 of these. These 3 stores were towards the end of some of the last stores we were looking at. Oh, that's good, Lucia. I hope you have fun. But they had Spider-Verse. So I have a teeny tiny Miguel. And I have a teeny tiny Hobie. They're so small. I can't remember what the Spider-Verse characters they had, because I was just on the lookout for Miguel and maybe some Hobie. And now I have a Miguel and a Hobie. So cute. And they are double-sided, but it's just the same picture on the other side. The Gakpo thing. What else we got? Dorian. So Sophia Lou, she's so sweet. She was so sweet. We talked for so long. She's the only person that I go to. It's not like she remembered me from last time, but we just kept talking. Like, she just, like, she's so easy to talk to, and she's so sweet. She always dresses up in cute cottagecore and, like, mushroom outfits. And she has a lot of original art. I got Julia some stuff from her last com. Some cute little stickers. And I was looking out for her stall because she had this really cute sticker of, like, this cat with, like, orange juice and oranges around them, and I was like, I need to get an orange juice cat for Julia. And then I saw that she was also going to have Critical Role keychains, and they included, because normally when people draw stuff of Campaign 3, it doesn't include Dorian, but she included Dorian. I was like, please have Dorian left in stock by the time I find you. And I was real sick, because she had them on display, and then she also had, like, a little basket full of them, and there wasn't any Dorian in, and I was like, do you have more of these like behind the store, and she was like, yeah, and I was like, oh thank god, because I was gonna be so sad. I don't really enjoy campaign through that much, but Dorian is gender pretty boy. So got a Dorian charm, and I did get the orange juice cat, and we were just talking, and I was like, yeah, I got like your mushlings. I got mushlings. She has these little like mushling blind bags where you get like a pin, a sticker, and a little card. And I got one for me and I got one for Julia last time, and I mentioned it, and she was like, oh, I want to do new ones, and then she was showing me on her phone some artwork she had upcoming, and I was like, this is so cute, she's so sweet. I have this sticker sheet that I got from a Wally cosplayer. I was like, after I got a photo, I was like, would you like any stickers? Because I have stickers, and we're like, oh yeah, can I have that one? And I was like, sure, and they were like, I've got stickers too, and they gave me the sheet, and I was like, the whole sheet? And they were like, yeah! So thank you, welcome home Wally, for giving me a whole sheet of stickers. I also got a new chew stim from the same store that I got a chew stim off last year, because, so I used to have a thin, smaller grey feather. I chewed through it, like there's holes in it, so I couldn't use it anymore. Last year, I got one of these from this store. It was light blue, they didn't have any of the light blue ones yet left, which made me really sad. But I've already, like, I've not chewed all holes all the way through it, I'm not that strong, these are pretty thick. But I have chewed off pieces that now I'm like scared to keep chewing it because now there's like bits peeling up and off it, and like if I chew this, there's a chance I could bite one of these little falling off parts off, and then it's in my mouth, and then I could swallow it, and that's not good. So I was glad they were there. They didn't have any colours I liked, so I just got baby pink, and but I haven't washed it yet. So I haven't started chewing it yet because it's not been washed. So I got a chew stim. And then there was someone there. This was another sticker that was traded to me by a cosplayer. There was someone there as Barbie of Swan Lake. There's two Barbie of Swan Lakes actually, but one of the ones I got a photo with, her mom was dressed as Velma from Scooby-Doo. And she recognized me as Vampire Hunter D and was like, oh my god, I love Vampire Hunter D, can I take a picture of you? Like, sure. And then because of that, I like, gave her a sticker, and then I asked her daughter if she also wanted a sticker, and she was like, yeah, and then she gave me that Barbie sticker in return. So I also have a little Barbie sticker. So that was day one, not including all the stuff I got for Julia. I can show you a couple of things I got for Julia that she knows about. This was gonna be a secret, but then I was like, I have to show it. It's the best thing I bought. This stall had little keychains. I don't remember if they were only of Jujutsu Kaisen or if they had ones of other anime as well. But they're like little Tamagotchis. But it's Sukuna, but he's a Tamagotchi. It's so cute. And it's so small. And they had ones of all the main Jujutsu Kaisen characters, and I can't remember if they had ones for other anime as well. But they're so cute. So fucking cute. And then if anyone remembers last year, I got Julia a fairly decent, like, big, plushie of Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen, and it was gonna be a surprise, and then I couldn't keep it a surprise because I just wanted to tell her, and he stayed with me, and he lived with me, up until Christmas, where then he went to go live with Julia. I've continued the tradition, because one of the stalls had a plush of her other Jujutsu Kaisen husband. He's smaller than the Sukuna, but they had a little plush of Gojo, so he's here on my desk. I am temporary foster parent. He's got his little eyes under there, until he goes off to live with Julia at Christmas time. It's just a little guy. And then my Sunday haul, I only got a couple things. Because normally I don't get that much on a Sunday, because normally I've seen all the stores and gotten everything I wanted. But there was a couple things that I missed. I got 2 stickers for me and 2 stickers for Julia? Yes. So I didn't get to see this sticker. I just didn't notice them. It was a store that I just hadn't really glanced at because I didn't think there was anything I wanted, and then I was like, wait, they got Critical Role stickers. So I got a little sticker of Dorian. And then a store that I had looked at but didn't see anything that I wanted, which is Little Pink Goblin. I like their art. I've bought from them before. I just didn't think I'd seen anything that I wanted. And then we went back up because one of my friends wanted something from them. And I was like, oh, they have a Sun and Moon sticker. So, you know I had to get 2. So there's one for me and one for Julia. Julia knows what I got her on date. So it was like, if you got 3 stickers, it worked out cheaper. So Julia knows about both of these because I was like, there's not 3, you know, what Sun and Moon for me, Sun and Moon for Julia. What do I get as the 3rd sticker? And I didn't know because there wasn't another one I wanted. So I took a guess on a sticker for Julia and I showed her because I wasn't sure if she was gonna like it, but she does like it, so it's fine. It's a little cat and it's drinking out of a carton that says dumb bitch juice on it. She's like, I don't want her to think I'm calling her a dumb bitch, it's just because she likes cats and it's cute. And she was like, no, it's fine. I'm like, okay. So that's everything that I got. This isn't the end of stream. I'm just switching screens back now that I'm not showing you guys pictures anymore. So that was Comic-Con. Other stuff. Let me go through my head. It's probably better if I get stuff up on my screen that I can read out from. So bear with me a second. We've been jamming to Smile For Me music, by the way. It's something that, like, works for me, like, to be able to talk over without feeling overstimulated. Like, when I have Sailor Moon music on, I can't talk over it, because it's, like, too upbeat and distracting for me, where this is, like, ambient enough that I can, like, talk over it without feeling like I gotta pause the music to hear myself think. So, I want to go over other stuff and updates that's happened since we last saw each other. So, one for starters, Julia has reached 300 subscribers on her audio channel. Those of you who follow me on YouTube are aware that I do like ASMR voice acting stuff over there. We recently hit 6k. Thank you so much. Julia just reached 300. My partner now also does audio ASMRs. So if you like what I make, but you also like girls, and so you want to hear stuff similar to my content but with girl characters, feel free to follow Julia. I'll give her a shout out. I don't have a readily available link to her YouTube channel. Do I? Do I? Hang on, if I scroll up far enough. Yeah, I do. If anyone doesn't already follow her on YouTube. She'll be getting another audio out soon. She doesn't post as frequently as I do, because she works 2 jobs full-time, like in-person jobs that she goes out to, unlike me, so it's understandable. But she'll be getting another one up soon. Very proud of her. While I was away at con, we reached a combined 1 million views on my YouTube channel. That's all the views from all of my videos added together. Now makes over 1 million. Thank you! Oh my god. That's really strange. That really means a lot. Especially considering some stuff that's going on with YouTube for me at the moment. I was all ready to stream today, and I was gonna do art. Let me get back to that I was going to do art, because I'll talk about what I was going to do later, but I'm probably going to forget, but I'm just saying it now. So, I was going to do art and whatever, and then I got upset about a few things. So I was making sure that the audio for tomorrow is uploaded onto YouTube. And as soon as it finished uploading, I was going to stream. So finished uploading, cool, ready to go on stream. apart from it got flagged on YouTube, and they won't let me put ads on it. This is the 4th time this has happened in the last few weeks. I'm not seeing any sign of it stopping anytime soon. And it's gonna be a whole big problem, so I'll show you guys what I mean. This is going to be a spoiler for what the audio tomorrow is going to be, because I'm going to show you guys my YouTube creator screen. I guess don't look if you don't want to get spoiled, but I want to show you guys some. So, I know it's a little small. So, like, first thing on the column here is the video. Second, this column here shows visibility, so whether the video is public, whether it's scheduled, whether it's private, whether it's unlisted. And then the third column here is whether it's monetized. And then the fourth column is any restrictions that it has. Whether that's none, whether it doesn't have ads on it, or whether it has like a copyright claim on it. So I know it's small, but still you can see. Normally, all my videos have ads on them. I turn ads on. I need to make a living. Doing these audios and streaming and Etsy is like my full-time job. So normally what happens, you upload a video and then they go, hey, what content is in this video? You need to let us know certain things so that we know whether we can put ads on it. So there's these checklists you have to fill in every time you upload a video. And I can't remember all the points, but it's like, number 1 is like profanity, and there's like 3 levels. So you tick either it has a little bit of swearing, it has a fair bit of swearing, or it's like non-stop swearing, right? And if you tick the bottom one that says it's got a little bit of swearing, it marks it as safe for ads, which is so you get the green $sign, and it says on. If you mark it as there's a fair bit of swearing, you get the yellow $sign that says like limited. And if you mark it as like the most drastic, sometimes you get limited, or sometimes it says we won't put any ads on it at all. So, and the same, so then there's like romance and sex, which like the basic, the first one is like romance or kissing, discussions of like relationships and stuff, which is like safe for ads, and then there's like severities that then go limited and then go no. And then the same for violence, the same for controversial or sensitive topics. You get the idea. There's like 3 degrees of it. All my videos are always safe for ads based on what I include from there, because the most that happens romance-wise is like a bit of kissing. If any of my audios are a preview of a longer Patreon-exclusive Not Safe for Work audio, I always cut it before any of the Not Safe for Work stuff starts. So pretty much I always tick the bottom one for romance, because a lot of these have romance or have kissing in. And I normally also always tick the bottom one for profanity, because there's normally at least a couple swear words in all my audios, or I can't remember if there is or not, so better be safe than sorry and say that there is at least a couple swear words. And that's, you know, the bottom setting for those 2 things, which means safe for ads. Cool. So I tick those on my newer videos, and it still says safe for ads. But then YouTube, after that, also does their own little checks, and their little bot that's checking along has decided, actually no, there's something else, and actually we aren't going to let you do ads. Something's not, I'm like, what do you mean, you're not? So like, the Ambrose and Arden sleep aid, Ellis's audio, the Miguel spicy preview, and the one I have scheduled for today, which is an injured listener gets their wounds bandaged up audio, all have been marked as limited ads. Like, oh, that's not that bad though. It's not no ads. It might as well be, because when I compare what I make monetization-wise, the money that I get, from a limited ad video compared to a full ad video, it is 1/4. It is 25%. If I compare, like, the Ambrose Arden sleep aid that currently has, like, 3.3k views, and then I look, like, at another audio that has 3.3k views with full ads, what I make, it's 25%. Like, if a video has 2,000 views and I've made $1 on it with full ads, and then a video has limited ads with the same amount of views, with the same 2,000 views, I'll have made 25 cents on it. And you know, if that was just one video a month, I'd be like, oh, that's shit, but I can cope. But it's 4 videos in the last couple weeks. If this happens to, like, half of my videos each month, yeah, whoa, my income's gonna go down a bit. I mean, I'm lucky that YouTube isn't, like, my biggest chunk of my income. It's just concerning, and I have no idea why, because it's like, oh, well, YouTube is at least telling you, right, why they don't think it's suitable for ads. No. Oh, no, you don't get told. No, I mean, you get asked to, like, fill in this questionnaire thing about, like, what is in your video, and you fill it out, and you're honest, and then they just go, nah. Yeah, I know we told you that it was good for ads after you filled out that questionnaire, but now we're gonna say it's not. But also not gonna tell you why. Like, I'm sorry, what? So, my sleeping between a flirty vampire and a werewolf audio. It is not sleeping with in regards to sex, it is literally falling asleep with them. Has been marked as not safe. And I'm like, what? Why? Like, is it because it says romantic in the title? But in the past, none of these others that say romantic in the... I mean, this one is literally called, like, Flirty Vampire Trains You to Be His Top Puppy, Romantic, Spicy Patreon Preview. Safe for ads. That's fine. That's fine. But falling asleep with a flirty vampire, that's not okay. That's not okay. What? I'm like, maybe it's sensing something in the thumbnail. Maybe it thinks, like, there's, like, nudity or something sexual in the thumbnail. And then the one after that, like, the Call of Duty, you have a nice my ghost comforts you, Emperor 8, sleep aid, kisses. That's fine. Full ads. It's fine. And then the next one, soft British vampire daddy priest looks after you. And I was like, I know it was a gamble putting the D word in there, but I was like, look, I was, well, no, not clickbaiting, because that implies that he's not that, and he is that. But I was just like, I want to see if it entices people to click on it. I want to try using this word and see if it, like, is an experiment, right? But no, it's got limited. M for M, injured listener, praise. Limited ads. Should we offer the rest out? Now, it is a spicy Patreon preview, but none of my others have been hit before, but I'm like, fair enough. I'm not going to contest, you know, whatever. They haven't been, none of my spicy Patreon previews have been hit before, but you know, whatever, fine. Your touchdown symbiote holds you after a nightmare, nightmare comfort, fine, full ads. And then, character tends to your wounds, M for A, injured listener, first kiss, not okay. What? What do you mean it's not okay? Though I have to... Okay, both this one and the Ellis one have been marked as not safe. And they do both have the injured listener tag in the title. Do you think maybe it doesn't like the word injured anymore? And that's why I'm getting flagged? But, like, the reason why I've been doing more injured listener... But, however, I posted an injured listener... the month before, and I didn't get flagged. But, like, I mean, both of these have been flagged and they both say injured listener. Maybe it's because of that, but all my previous injured listeners haven't been flagged, haven't been changed. And the reason why I've been doing more injured listener audios is because it's, like, the most search term that's bringing people to my channel. Like, it is the most, like, what people are searching in order to find my videos, that is the most popular term. I don't want to stop doing injured listener stuff, and there's no point of me doing injured listener stuff. I'm not putting the phrase injured listener in the tags or the title, because also, it's like a content warning. I don't want to not put injured listener in the title or the description, because that's not fair for people who might find that triggering. So that's 4 out of my last 6 videos that I am basically earning no money on. So that's a thing that's going off behind the scenes. So really, the more views I get on my videos, especially on the, like, basically I'm gonna need to get 4 times the views on these limited ad videos in order to make the same amount of money as my other videos. So I really gotta try and get a lot of views on them, as usual. Any views, any likes, any comments, and any shares helps a lot. It's just... I'd finished uploading it, and then I got that notification that it was, like, limited, and I'm like... I just got upset, and I was like, I don't want to stream now, what the fuck? But obviously I'm here, hi. But it just made me upset, because they don't give you a reason. They don't give you... It just says limited, and you roll over it, and they go... This video may earn limited or no ad revenue due to content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. We use a combination of automated system and human reviews to detect violations of our advertiser-friendly content. What violation though? This video may earn limited or no ad revenue due to blah blah blah, music blah blah blah. Now, you can request a review, which means a human being will look and decide and go, yeah, no, we flagged that correctly, you can't put ads in that, or, oh shit, we made a whoopsie. I said, oh Prince, well, if you're so sure they made a whoopsie, why don't you just request a review? Have you dealt with YouTube? There are so many cases of people getting stuff flagged, or getting, like, copyright strikes and stuff that are unwarranted, and when the user requests a review or gets in touch with YouTube, one, either they never hear back from them, which I have, when I got a warning strike on my channel, I contacted them about it. Never heard back from them, it's been like 2 years. So, or in other cases, pretty much like people only getting responses back from YouTube if they are a massive creator, because YouTube feels like it's worth it to respond. Or not getting, you know, people not getting responses at all, or getting really slow responses. However, also in some cases, if you request, I know in the terms of, if it's like a copyright strike, right? Like, I think it's copyright, I can't remember. But with certain things on YouTube, if they flag something and you request them to look over it, sometimes you have to give them like extra info, even personal info, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. But like, if someone copyright claims your content and claims it is theirs, and you're like, oh, it's not yours, it's mine, you have to like respond by giving the person who's claiming you stole their content your, like, address and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't seem right. That feels like a way that you could just stalk someone. I don't remember, maybe that's not the way it is anymore, but you at least have to give them, like, some personal info. I'm like, that's fucked. You should only have to give that to YouTube, and you shouldn't have to give it. Anyway. And there's cases of, like, people who respond to flags or copyright strikes and stuff. And if YouTube finds that they were in the wrong, YouTube was in the wrong, good, you get your stuff back. But if YouTube finds that YouTube was not in the wrong and they flagged you correctly, sometimes things don't just stay as they were, they get worse. Like, it's like, hey, we blocked your thing, and you thought that we shouldn't have, but we think that we should have. So instead of just leaving the thing blocked and making it so that nothing changed, we're actually gonna punish you by, like, putting a strike against your channel now. And you can only get 3 strikes before your YouTube account is, like, banned and deleted by YouTube. So it's like, I'm scared. I'm scared to request a review, because what if YouTube looks at my channel and decides, we don't want trans people on the platform. What if YouTube looks back at my channel and decides, ooh, you may not say for what content on your Patreon. I mean, and yeah, people can't join your Patreon if they're under 18, so it's not like you're sharing that with minors, but we don't really like 18 plus content creators. And then what if they, like, you know, I don't want YouTube to become more aware of me than they already are, you know? Because I wouldn't exactly be the kind of favorite content creator for them. And the chances are, if I requested a review, it would never get answered anyway. So there's nothing I can really do. 4 out of the 6 of my last videos have got limited to no ads on them. And that's just how it is now. I have no idea how frequent this is gonna happen. I already had plans of what I wanted to do with my content, and I guess I'll really need to put these plans in faster motion. So I'll go over what's happening with Patreon at the moment as well, for anyone who missed it. I did put a community post out on YouTube, and I put an announcement in Discord and stuff, but I will read it on here for anyone who missed it. And then I'll go over, like, things I'm thinking of doing with content, right? So, if anyone's been on Twitter, you might have seen, Patreon did a whoopsie. And by whoopsie, they seemingly seem to have changed their billing address from California to Ireland without telling any of the banks that they work with. So, you know, like, here's a tip, kids, and I feel like most people know this. If you go on holiday to another country, you need to tell your bank, because otherwise they're gonna think someone in another country has, like, stolen your card, because they have no idea that you've left, you know. Maybe even if you go to another state, you might need to tell your bank if you're in the US. I don't know that works. But definitely if you go to another country, you gotta tell your bank. Otherwise, they're gonna think that your card's been... Because why the hell would you, who lives in London, you know, or who lives in California, suddenly be spending money in Ireland? People know to do this. Patreon didn't do this. But it's not like they went on holiday to Ireland. They moved to Ireland. Like... If you're just spending 2 weeks in another country, you need to tell your bank. Never mind if you're permanently changing your business residence to Ireland. And they didn't tell anyone. So, loads of people who were getting payments to and from Patreon, they were all getting flagged as fraud. So, lots of patrons, as in people who pay to get other people's content on Patreon, were having their payments declined. I know when I made this post on YouTube, some people said, oh, yep, that's happening to me. Yeah, the rumor is, yeah, you pay less income tax in Ireland versus California, so that's the rumor as to why they've changed, yeah. I know it's affected my patrons as well. I didn't really notice that I lost more than usual per month, because I've been losing the same amount every month for the last few months. Like, I'll be transparent about it. The last few months, by the end of the month, I have 200 patrons, but then once, like, on, like, the 30th of, like, the last day of the month, I'll have, like, 200 patrons. But then once it ticks over to the next month and people who only paid for that month leave, it drops to 160, and that's how it's been the last few months. I haven't really grown, I've just been, like, kind of stagnating the last couple of months, so when it dropped to 160 again, I was a bit like... Oh, I thought I'd gained more this month because I gained subscribers at a much faster rate because of all the Ghost and the Miguel audios. So I thought maybe I would have gained and kept a few more patrons to coincide with that, but I guess not. Yeah, no, I had. I should have. I didn't realize it, so I didn't realize it had affected me straight away as well. But a fair few of my patrons were like, yeah, it wouldn't let me pay. It wouldn't let me pay the first few days. Patreon are saying that they are resolving it, have resolved it, but basically a lot of people were having their payments declined and so couldn't pay the creators they were supporting on Patreon, were having their Patreon subscriptions cancelled without their knowledge or consent, having their banks mark their payments as fraud. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying that basically they don't tend to lose that many patrons, but this month basically they've lost a third of their... A lot of people have lost like a third of their patrons. Another voice actor Ali subscribed to on Patreon said he lost over $900 in declined payments, yeah. Yeah. I don't know how much I've lost. I haven't gone back to count. I haven't gone and counted. I wouldn't probably share that number with you because I feel like... I don't mind telling you how many patrons I have, but I feel like money, I'm a bit like... I don't know if I'm ready to share that stuff yet with you, but, I also don't know. I haven't gone back and counted because I didn't want to get depressed. I was like, oh, well, whatever. I just please, enough money to pay rent, which it is, by far, so... I was just like, I'm not... Because there's nothing I can do about it by knowing how much money I've lost, you know? And I don't want to make myself more upset about the situation than I already am. And some creators were not getting their patron payouts. Which is a big problem. Not just even are getting less because of all the declined payments, but literally weren't getting anything because their payment just wasn't going through. Patreon then straight up cancelled, so there's different ways that you can get your money from Patreon. You can have it to your bank, you can have it with PayPal, Stripe, something else, or like Payoneer. And they straight up like were like, hey, yeah, so anyone who gets it with Payoneer, we're gonna shut Payoneer down because it's not kind of working, and it's gonna be back up soon, but like, we're not gonna tell you when. I don't know if it's back up yet. Don't know if it's back up yet, so anyone gets the payments out with Payoneer just isn't getting their fucking income for the month. And the fact that the way that they tweeted it out was, we've noticed a slight issue with people getting declined payments. Slight. Most people I've seen, it's been about 1/3 of their patrons are being incorrectly declined or cancelled. That's not slight decrease. Like, my god. So hi. If you're a patron of mine, and you haven't already, you might want to check. Or if you're a patron of anyone else, if you pay or subscribe to anyone on Patreon, you might want to have a little check and make sure that your payments are going through if you wanted them to still be going through. I feel like I've had the reverse happen. So last month I rejoined Dark and Twisted Whispers Patreon. I've joined a few times and left a few times, depending on financial situations, or because there's just like one particular audio that I want. So I joined last month, and then I like cancelled it, right? So I was just paying for July, because I just wanted this one audio. They've billed me again for August. Like, they didn't decline me incorrectly, which is what's happening to most people. They've charged me incorrect. I saw that the other day and I was like, oh, okay, I guess, I mean, like, I can afford it, but I was just like, but I didn't. And I looked back, I'm like, yeah, I cancelled it. What do you mean they've charged me? Anyway, like, I have the email saying I cancelled it, but I'm like, oh, well. I don't know what that was about. But yeah, if you support anyone in Patreon, do have a little check. Or if you have a Patreon, yeah. Or if you ever have, make sure that your Patreon account's doing what it should be and isn't doing anything it shouldn't be. I'll just read out the whole post I did for anyone who didn't see it. Where were we? Yeah, I hope they fix things by now. I hope. They take a big enough chunk. They take a shit ton in fees. Like, I don't know if it's more than Etsy. Etsy's notorious for the fees. Post fees, I still make, you know, enough on Patreon to like get by. Not enough to like be able to move out and have it as like a proper job yet. But we're getting there, hopefully, within the next year or two. But like I get more than enough to pay like the little bit of rent that I pay my parents. But like they still take it's a lot. It's a good chunk of fees they take. So I'm like, why don't you make your website work? You take enough money from us. You're earning enough money, surely. Jesus fucking fucking Patreon stuff. Oh my god. Anyway, thank you. I'll keep reading the post out. Thank you to everyone who currently is or ever has been a patron of mine. My Patreon payouts are the biggest chunk of my income. The support means the world and allows me to keep going, and hopefully as it increases will allow me to move out and make more content in a healthier environment. I never feel like I appreciate you less. If you aren't a patron, I will add, or like Twitch subscriber of mine. Just viewing my videos on YouTube allows me to grow as a creator because every view gives me a little bit more money, even on the videos that have limited to no ads. So far I've seen I am still making money on the limited to no ads, but it is 25% of what I should be making if YouTube wasn't fucking me over at the moment. New ideas, content updates, right. So, you might have noticed that I was trying out YouTube Shorts and posting audios on TikToks. On TikTok, not plural. Yeah, I'm already not doing that much anymore. I'm not gonna not do Shorts ever again. I occasionally might do one, but for the most part, they didn't really work. I did 4 of them. All it got me on TikTok was people being mean. And on YouTube, they just didn't do that well. And the Snufkin one, holy shit. You know, like how people say, oops, my video got on the wrong side of TikTok. I guess there's a wrong side of YouTube when it comes to their short algorithm too. Because holy fucking shit, you wouldn't think a fucking little audio about Moomins would get so much hate on it. But someone literally commented that I should myself. Like, what the f... So, that was a bit discouraging. So I'm like, I don't think the YouTube short space is for me, per se. But, and don't hold me to this anytime soon, because I need to get stuff pre-recorded in order to do this. What I'm thinking of in terms of trying to keeping growing my channel, is to increase from 2 uploads to 3 uploads a week. It's not happening yet, but in the near future I would like to. Because, I mean, especially what with the limited ads, if I can, I'll like, instantly, every time I post a video, I get a few more thousand views and subscribers. It directly goes up when I do a new video, so it makes sense. If I did an extra video a week, that would increase my subscriber rate more. I don't know how I was going to finish that sentence. But increase my subscriber rate and how many views I get per week. And hopefully we'll make up for the fact that it seems like more of my videos just won't get ads on them at all. But what I'm planning to... Well, the plan is... If I tell you guys, then I have... Then it's like... Oh, I have to do it now. I told the guys I was gonna do it, so... That Wednesday and Saturday will still be, as they always are, they will still be character audios, whether that be fandom characters, or whether that be my own original characters that have, like, names and personalities and stories. With the last Saturday and with the last Saturday and a fortnight before that are always the last Saturday of the month and the third to last Saturday, so, like, not the Saturday before that, but the one before, are always when I do the Patreon, not separate Patreon audios, with the previews on YouTube. Those will still be the same. But, so, there's, like, kind of 2 types of, like, faceless ASMR voice actor content on YouTube, and that is the people like me who do, like, fandom character stuff. So, like, me, Yuri Voice, Kink Radio, King Akira, there's a lot more that do, like, anime stuff that I don't follow, because I don't know many anime characters. And then there's the other side, which is, like, the boyfriend experience, girlfriend experience, like, BFE roleplays, where which is, like, Cardlin, which is, like, everybody else. I should have classed Dark and Twisted under the first type as well. He doesn't do any fandom, he only does original audios, but all of the original audios he does, they all have names, they all have character designs, and he does bring them back for, like, sequels. Even if it's been, like, 2 years since we last saw this character, like, he brought his Leech character back. Dark and Twisted stuff is mostly, like, Monster Boys. I love his stuff so much. He brought back his Leech character and it'd been, like, 2 years, and I'm like, I missed you! Not an actual Leech, he's, like, a Leech monster humanoid, but... Anyway, anyway, point is that when I say character audio, even if it's original character, what I mean by that is... They've got a name. And they've got a design, you know, and a consistent kind of, you know, they are a character. Whereas, like, boyfriend experience roleplays and girlfriend experience roleplays, or, I don't know what the non-binary version of that is, but you know what I mean, like, partner experience roleplays. Generic, boyfriend holds you as you cry, or, like, girlfriend covers you after a panic attack, where it's, like, the person speaking is not, like, they are playing a character, like, they are acting, but they're not playing a particular character, they're just being generic boyfriend, right? The character that they're playing does not have a name, you know? Does not have a particular art design for them. Like, if you look at Cardlin, every single one of Cardlin's videos, it's just, like, art of him, his persona. And they're all just like, your boyfriend does this, your boyfriend does that, you know? And that is, there's a lot of people doing that, and they are popular audio, so what I thought I could do... Wednesdays and Saturdays would still be the same, with fandom characters and original characters that have, like, names and shit, you know. But Mondays would be boyfriend roleplays, where I can just do like shorter audios. So instead of more like 20 to 40 minutes, more like a kind of 8 to 20 minutes audios on Mondays, so halfway between the Saturday and the Wednesday audio. That would allow me to like, I don't have to like be like, okay, original character, I've got to like character design them and then draw them and then come up with a name and like a backstory. Like, no. They'll just be like one piece of art I probably use for them. They'll just be like, here's a generic brown-haired man, but he don't got a name. Because the point of these audios aren't to get you invested in a character that has a name and stuff. But the hope is, like, it would be a little bit stressful, less stressful to make those audios. They'd be a bit shorter. They would hopefully target another side, you know, fill another type of voiceless ASMR content out there, which is the kind of just generic ones where people don't have to get invested in a certain character or anything. Because some people don't like that, and that's fine. So I was like, maybe this could entice other people over. I am a little bit worried about it because I haven't seen anyone do... Most of the people in the generic boyfriend place are like cis guys, and most of the audience is cis women, so I'm like, I need to very much make it more clear in these audios that I am trans, because I don't want it to increase the transphobia in my comics. I haven't had that much transphobia in my comments lately. I did when I was first starting out on YouTube, but people have got pretty used to it now, or just aren't notice. I've got better with my voice and people don't notice I'm trans. Oh, fucking hell. I know that might not be as exciting for a lot of you who follow me for the fandom and original character stuff to be like, oh, well, that's not the kind of audio I'm interested in, and that's totally fine. I mean, you can give it a go, see what you think, but my thoughts are... They won't just always be, like, generic, boring, human BF either. Like, what I'm hoping for with, like, the Monday audios is it will allow me to do stuff just where I'm not having to think, oh, I've got to stay in do a proper voice. I can just do my own voice. I'll still be acting, but I won't have to think, is this in character for this character? Oh, make sure that I don't say something that contradicts the backstory that I mentioned in the last audio. Like, they'll all just be little standalone audios. But I can use it as a way to do just kind of modern boyfriend generic comforty stuff. But also hopefully more historical roleplays, and I can bring back royalty kink stuff and use my Dom Prince character Cassius and my Loyal Knight character August. And do those on Mondays as well. And like, I'm not gonna get rid of Cassius and August's names, but I'm not gonna be as strict with them about make sure the backstory and like, no. It's just gonna more be like, I don't know if this makes sense, but essentially like, still acting, but they won't have names, and not every character on the Monday will have a set character design. I'll just be like reusing a lot of the same art. There might be like one piece of like knight art, one piece of like royalty art, one piece of like vampire art, like stuff and ideas that I have but that don't fit any of my characters, but I don't have the time to constantly come up with new OCs all the time, because for me making OCs is a time-consuming process. I'm very picky about what my OCs look like, especially names. Oh my god, it's so hard for me to name OCs. That this way it takes a bit of stress away, I can still get new ideas done, and they won't all be just human boyfriend holds you when you cry. There will also be more historical audios and royalty kink audios, because I fucking miss doing the royalty stuff, and a lot of people, especially most people on Tumblr, followed me for the royalty stuff, because I used to write a lot of royalty historical setting, like medieval royalty historical setting, Prince X Knight stuff. And boy do people miss it, and I just I'm not giving the people what they want, so hopefully, I don't know for sure if any of them will be not safe for work. I don't know. But it will be a mix of like, human, just generic boyfriend roleplay stuff, and also some monster boy stuff, but just without them having set characters and appearances, like the ability for me to be able to do more like, and maybe out of some of these audios will come full characters. Maybe I'll do like one idea for like a vampire that just doesn't fit Dimitri or Ellis or Ambrose, and then later down the line I'll be like, I might actually decide that this audio is a character and I'm gonna name him and stuff. But it just allows me to get a lot more ideas out that don't fit any of my OCs without having to take like a few weeks of time, because it's time consuming for me to make OCs. and not like have to name them or stuff. I mean, there's people who do like these like Monster Boy audios and like, but they never name any of the Monster Boys. They don't even have art. It's just like a black, like some of their thumbnails are just like black thumbnail, white text that just describes what's going on. And so I'm hoping Mondays can become that. But what I want to have is a lot of backlogged pre-recorded content for that. Because those aren't going to be based off requests or anything, and obviously there's no reason why I don't have enough time in a week to record. As you guys know, I improvise my audios. So, like, normally the time they take, the length of the audio is all the time it takes to record. I don't spend that much time pre-scripting or writing down prompts. Like, they're just improvised. So, like, I clearly have the time in the week. Like, at max, the most time that 2 audios can take to record is, like, 2 hours. Like, an hour each. I can add an extra hour to that per week. Obviously, that doesn't include the time it takes to do the thumbnail artwork and edit stuff. The audio and the video and then uploading time. But, like, I clearly have an extra hour in me a week to record. I want to spend more time on my illustrations. For years and years I've been saying I want a proper good online portfolio, and I just don't have one. So I'd really like to start doing actual drawings of fun again. Like, I keep doing my stickers, but, like, that's it. I want to do stuff that isn't just stickers. I want to do actual illustrations. I really want to get back into that. I want to get back into drawing by hand, because that was my favourite way to draw. And I just stopped, because when I draw by hand I like drawing really small, and I was like, but no one will want to buy prints that are really small. Well, fuck it, try it. I want to start making rubber stamps again. I miss making rubber stamps. I keep getting recommended videos on TikTok of people carving their own rubber stamps, and I'm like, we did a whole project on this at university, and I loved it, where they had some guy come in and teach us how to, like, make rubber stamps and stuff, and we just got to make so many rubber stamps, and we had to make a whole zine, made purely with rubber stamps that had to be like a retelling of a fairy tale, and I loved that project so much, and I got such a good grade on that project because I was putting so much work in because I really enjoyed it. And then I haven't made a rubber stamp since, so I'd really like to get back into making rubber stamps, and I think it would be cute, 1, for me, and 2, I could then like sell them as stickers, like whatever I do on the stamp it on my sticker paper, cut it out, there you go, sticker. I want to make Sun and Moon rubber stamps, so I need to buy a lot of erasers for me to carve into. I've seen people carving into them with lino cutters. I do have lino cutters because at college I did a lot of lino and intaglio printing, and after I left I was like, I still want to do this in my own time, so I bought the supplies, and I even bought a printing press, and then I never fucking used them. So I want to do that. The way that we were taught to do rubber stamps is just use like a craft knife. I want to finish off the dolls I was making. For those of you who ever saw, like, my streams where I was sculpting dolls, I had to scrap them all because it turns out the clay was shit and wasn't taking the paint that I wanted it to, so I'm having to remake them from scratch with a different clay. And I do want to make them. I want them done by Christmas, because the idea was that I was making one of me and one of Julia. Although 2 of me and 2 of Julia, so I could keep a pair and Julia could keep a pair. And they were going to be like our 1-year anniversary gifts, and then obviously that didn't get done in time for anniversary. And I was also making one of Wally, Darling, from Welcome Home. I still want to do all of those too. I want to get those done. Those are just for me, and I'm not selling Wally. He's just for me. But I would love to also film the process of making them, not live stream them, because I think it was too awkward me live streaming them. But film the process, and then I can, like, kind of post at least a TikTok or a YouTube video on my Safe for Work non-voice acting Empty Mask channel, where I've got some speed paints and video essays on, and have like some kind of time-lapsey or little short progress video of that. I want to get making more original art. I like going to Comic-Con, and especially a Cult Treasure store. I look at a Cult Treasure store and I'm like, I want to do this. I want to make cute stuff, but I also want to make slightly not safe for work, kinky badges and stickers and stuff. I don't know if I'd be able to sell them on my Empty Mask Etsy. I might have to make a separate Etsy for them. Or like a Ko-fi shop under Vampire Prince or something. I don't know if you can have 2 Etsys for the same, like, bank account or email. I have no idea. But just, like, ultimately what I would want if I was doing a Comic-Con stall again, because I did used to do them in the past. But then I haven't done any Comic-Con selling in person and having my own table since pre-COVID. I'm like, I would love to be able to have, like, monster fuckery shit and like cute shit, but like cute shit targeted at like boys, like magical boy stuff, and especially like cute shit targeted at like trans guys. I'm just I don't know particularly what, but I want to be able to have like original stuff where like you look at occult trash stuff and you know that's from occult trash. I want to be able to have that. I've for years wanting to be transition my Etsy to be mostly original art. 70, like more like instead of like 90% fan art, I wanted it to be more like 25% fan art. I'm not gonna stop doing fan art, by the way. I have a bunch of stickers that I need to get. I'm not gonna stop making the stickers and badges. I have a bunch I want to do. Because the other thing what the art stream today was gonna be is me drawing stickers, because I watched all of Good Omens season 2 yesterday. I thought I could watch it while doing Good Omens stickers. I could not. I got too distracted. I didn't draw a single sticker. But I will get them done. Hopefully they'll be up for sale next week as stickers and as badges that you can customize the pride flag in the background of. I'll make ones of Aziraphale and Crowley, short hair and long hair Crowley. Gabriel, Beelzebub, Jim, Muriel, and then probably Brother Francis and Nanny Ashtoreth, and I might just leave it at that. I can't do every single historical past outfit for Crowley and Aziraphale, because that would be far too many stickers for me to draw. Though I do like the idea of drawing all of Aziraphale and Crowley's historical outfits as my little pixel chibis, because there's some people who make linking charms, and I've always wanted to make linking charms. There's someone who I follow who has these Transformers charms, and you can the little chibis, and you can get them of so many different characters. They have a hole at the bottom and a hole at the top, and you can buy as many as you want, and the idea is not just that you have, like, Tailgate on a keychain, but then because there's a hole at the bottom, you can connect another keychain to the bottom and have Cyclonus, and then you can connect another keychain to the bottom of Cyclonus and have Whirl, and you could just keep adding them. As many as you want. Just linked together. And I would love to do that, and I was like, it's not cool, but I don't know. Don't hold me to that. So I was gonna do stream and do art, and then I got pissed off at the Good Omens fandom again. This is the last point I want to bring up before we're gonna end stream, because it is dinner soon. Fucking... It shouldn't be that hard to have a good Omens fandom, I swear to God. So, I read Good Omens when I was 13. Way before there was ever going to be a show. I've loved it for a very long time. I hate that people are ruining it for me. It is the only book that I have read, like, multiple times. I have read it at least 5 times, over my life. It is the only book I have where the spine's is in bad condition, because I used to take it to school in my school bag, and anything that went in my bag to high school got fucking ruined. So like the corners of like the front cover and stuff are a little bit fucked up, the spine's cracked in several places, and it breaks my heart, but it shows that I really love that book. After season 1, some of the Good Omens fandom were real fucking stinky, and they started calling Neil Gaiman homophobic, because to the point where they started calling him Neil Man. If you see someone call Neil Gaiman Neil Man, back away slowly, because the reason they call him Neil Man is because they think he doesn't deserve to have the word gay in his surname because he's so homophobic. Oh God, Prince, what did he do that's homophobic? He didn't have the 2 queer characters kiss on screen, because, you know, canonically in their story they weren't ready to kiss yet. And obviously if 2 queer characters don't kiss, somehow that makes them not queer, even though they're both clearly on the asexual aro spectrum. Anyway, yeah. There were people who basically said the whole show was garbage after season 1 and that he was homophobic. I don't know if off Tumblr. I assume they if they're saying this shit on Tumblr, they must have said it on Twitter, because they're even more in need of touching grass over on Twitter than they are on Tumblr. So many people who were complaining about season 1, because Crowley and Aziraphale, who are in love, because 1, watch season 1, 2, Neil Gaiman has said so himself, like, weren't queer, and it's like, but, like, canonically, like, in their story yet, they clearly aren't ready. Like, Aziraphale and Crowley are a fucking slow burn. After 1 season, they are not ready to smooch. They're not even ready to admit to themselves. By the end of season 1, they're only just finally admitting to themselves that they might love the other person. They ain't ready to kiss yet, and the kiss not happening also allows people on the aro-ace spectrum to relate more to the queer romance as well. Because again, angels and demons in the Good Omens universe do not have fixed genders. They're pretty much all agender/genderqueer at birth, and then it's up to them what gender they want to present as, and it's up to them if they even want to pick to identify as a gender. I think Neil Gaiman might have said most of them don't identify as a gender. Obviously, Aziraphale is fine with being referred to as a male, uses he/him pronouns. Crowley is canonically gender fluid. In season 1, in one of the flashbacks, I think it's the Noah's Ark one, Crowley is wearing female clothing for that time period, and as Nanny Ashtoreth. It wasn't just a gag. Neil Gaiman has confirmed Crowley is gender fluid. And sometimes presents as male and sometimes presents as female, whereas Aziraphale always presents as male, right? So, they're already both queer in terms of gender. But yeah, people got mad and called it the show homophobic because the two get... And don't get me wrong, I know it would have been like groundbreaking and amazing to see these two male leads kiss, but it would have been so rushed. Okay? And there's just a load of shit in the Good Omens fandom, and there are people being actively homophobic and transphobic in the Good Omens fandom, and I'm like, why? How did you enjoy the show if you are? There's literally multiple characters who use, like, Michael has a female actor, or at least an AFAB actor, I shouldn't assume the gender of Michael's, but uses he/him pronouns. Uriel and Beelzebub both use they/them pronouns, and I think Pollution also used they/them pronouns in season 1. So why did I think it would get any better after season 2? Because boy, I've been seeing some takes. Now I'm going to try and share these takes without spoiling any of season 2, so you guys can keep listening who haven't seen season 2 yet, because I don't want to spoil it. So I'm not going to drop any names of characters or things that happen to. These are going to be very vague, as least spoilery as I can make it. There are 3 queer couples in season 2. And people are still complaining. Oh my god, like, I was just like, I'm gonna browse Tumblr to cheer myself up, because that YouTube thing happened and I'm upset that happened. So I went on Tumblr and I was like, just looking through the Good Omens tag, and then I got more upset. And that's why I wasn't doing art on stream today, because I was like, that's me done. All the 3 couples are queer, in terms of sexualities and genders, right? Not all of them, both of those things, but right. And there's a lot of people complaining that the only couple out of the 3 that, like, got, like, the best ending, or the most screen time, whatever, is the heterosexual one. The het couple got all of the good stuff, and I'm like... Just so you know, the quote-unquote het couple that these people are talking about are 2 non-binary people. And my blood is boiling, even thinking about the posts that I read. And the fact that one of these people, like, they straight up called them a het couple, and then in brackets was like, I know they're not actually a het couple, I know that they're both, like, non-binary or whatever, but I mean in terms of how, like, the human world sees them and the other humans see them. I'm like, that doesn't make it any less transphobic what you just fucking said. Calling these 2 non-binary beings who fuck knows what their sexualities are, you know, don't have labels for them, or it doesn't matter, probably both pan, like... And you just call them a straight couple? And then tried to defend yourself by being like, no, I know they're not a straight couple, I know they're queer. But, like, the point is, other people looking at them would think that they're... I'm like... Oh, hi, Jasper. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna end stream soon, but I'm just ranting about some people in the Good Omens fandom being pieces of shit. The people complained that season 1 wasn't, like, queer enough and was somehow queer-baiting it because the characters didn't kiss, and now I'm not gonna share spoilers for season 2. I'm just, like, I'm doing this in a non-spoilery way so I can complain. There's 3 queer couples in season 3. People are complaining that the couple out of those 3 that got, like, the best ending, like, the happiest ending, is the heterosexual couple, is the straight couple, but it's like, they're not a straight couple, they're both fucking non-binary and pansexual. What the fuck are you what the fuck are these people talking about? And then some of them, when trying to, like, then defend themselves, are like, no, I wasn't being transphobic, I wasn't being embiphobic. I know that both of the characters are non-binary. Like, but my point is that, like, to the human world, they look heterosexual. I'm like, did you just defend yourself by saying, oh, I didn't call them straight? Like, it's basically like they're calling them straight, and then when people say that's transphobic, they're going, I'm not saying they're straight, I'm just saying they're straight passing. Like, that's still really homophobic. No bi person wants to be straight passing, and no non-binary person wants to be, or trans person wants to be cis passing. Like, you're only saying that the human world, or you, are viewing that couple as a man and a woman instead of an AFAB and an AMAB non-binary people, is because you are, what? Like, you're thinking that non-binary people have to look a certain way, or you're equating masculinity and femininity with certain genders, like, and I saw someone saying, oh my god, people are calling this couple straight, and I was like, surely not, and then I scrolled a bit more and I was like, oh god. I don't feel in the mood to draw good omens stuff now on stream. Like, fuck that. So anyway, Good Omens Season 2 is good. There's 3 main queer couples, queer in different ways. And then people come, if you watch it and you complain to and you think, well, I am still a bit sad that one of those couples didn't get a happy end. It's not an ending. Season 2's not the end. Okay, it hasn't been renewed for a Season 3, but Neil Gaiman has all of Season 3 planned out. Season 3 is the ending. Watch and support Good Omens and you'll get the Season 3, and that will probably most definitely have the happy ending that you want. Everything that happens with the characters makes sense and is in character, okay? To be, you know... And literally, it's not as if you could miss that they're non-binary. I could understand missing that maybe one of them is non-binary because one of them uses he, him, but the other one literally uses they, them. Everyone calls them they, them. I'm gonna fucking... Fuck it, it made me so mad. I just watched the show. Like, Good Omens is better enjoyed if you don't interact with the fandom. Just watch it in ignorant bliss. And there were so many side characters and minor characters who were queer as well, and I don't get why people are still, like, and the other stuff that Neil Gaiman's done, like Sandman, has so many queer characters in it. What the fuck is wrong with you guys who are thinking, like, well, he doesn't want queer characters to be happy? I'm like, how are they not happy? How is this not good what are you talking about? So I saw that right before stream and I was gonna draw Good Omen stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck? That post in particular, because it's one thing if it was someone who is actually transphobic, calling them straight. But this person was trying to say that they weren't transphobic. They're like, yeah, no, like, I know they're not actually a het couple. Like I think it's fucked how the het couple got a happier ending than the gay couples, and then in brackets put like, oh, but I know that before you guys get on me for calling them a het couple, I know they're not actually a het couple, I know they're both non-binary, but the point is, like, the human world will see them as a het couple. What human world? I mean, to be honest, the human world in Good Omen seems pretty accepting. It seems pretty, like, a better reality than ours in terms of how accepting and supportive they are of, like, queer people, so... What human world do you mean? Do you mean ours? Do you mean you? Do you mean that even though you know that they're both non-binary, you still see them as het because one of them's AFAB and one of them's AMAB? The one that's AFAB doesn't even dress in a particularly feminine way, to be fair. I can't write about this all day. I'm just like, I'm so fucking... I hope Season 3 gets greenlit. I hope that he puts it out there somewhere, because he said Season 3 would be the last season. That would be, like, where the story ends. If you're unhappy with, like, if you're upset with Season 2, that makes sense. There was upsetting things in Season 2. But if you're straight up, like, it's okay to be upset in terms of the actions that some of the certain characters did and be emotionally affected by it, but to get, like, angry at the show creators, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it isn't even the end. Season 3 is gonna be the end. Little thing, I was excited. I really enjoyed Season 3. I enjoyed it because, you know, after Season 1, I was a Gabriel fan, even though he's stinky. I know he's terrible, but, like, I can like someone who's terrible. I know he's terrible. And now after Season... But, like, I couldn't tell anyone else that, because people were real judgy if you liked Gabriel. And all of a sudden now... Oh, now it's cool to like Gabriel! Oh, that's nice, isn't it? I think that's a text telling me that dinner's ready. Yeah, we're gonna end stream. I'm gonna end with me ranting about defending myself for liking Gabriel. He's like an asshole, but he's my asshole. Do we have time to raid? Probably not, considering dinner's ready. Yeah, we're not gonna raid, we're just gonna end. John Hamm's fucking hilarious. He's so, like, We're not gonna raid anyone, we're just gonna end stream because I don't got the time or the mental capacity after all that. One thing I was really happy as well, like, so I noticed in the credits, and I had to rewind because I'm like, did I just read the name John Finnemore? And I rewinded, and yep, it said written by Neil Gaiman and John Finnemore. I'm like, oh my god, I fucking love John Finnemore's writing. None of you probably know who the fuck he is. He's a British writer. He's mostly wrote for radio. He had his own radio comedy sketch show called John Finnemore's Souvenir Program. I fucking love that show so much, it's so funny. And he also had his own radio comedy drama called Cabin Pressure. I love Cabin Pressure so much. It stars Benedict Cumberbatch and Roger Allam. Like, Benedict Cumberbatch before he was, like, on Sherlock, so before he, like, got properly famous. And they're just, like, this tiny little airline, by which I mean it has one airplane. And it's just them having little adventures in their little plane, and it's so fucking funny, and 10 out of 10 would recommend. I fucking love Cabin Pressure so much. I love Cabin Pressure so much. Maybe we'll do a stream where we just listen to Cabin Pressure. But they're just radio plays. So, in the way that, like, if you don't know what a radio play is, think, like, Welcome to Night Vale is a podcast, but it's fictional. There you go. It's a TV show, but without any visuals. I gotta go, and I gotta eat. Hopefully I'll stream tomorrow, Magma. I can't guarantee. But I'm glad I streamed today, because I thought I was gonna have a shit time, but hey! I did my first Just Chatting stream. I thought I'd never be able to do one, because I thought it was too boring to be able to do one. I gotta go eat now. Bye, guys. I might see you tomorrow. If I don't, I'll see you next week. I really also gotta pee. I'll see you when I see you. Thank you for watching.